Hello one, hello all. Happy Star Wars Day. I'm sorry, I refuse to call it what they're trying to call it. It's May 4th. You wouldn't say that as if you had a lisp. Uh, you know, shoehorning May the 4th be with you like you're some sort of person with a lisp. Uh, Whatever. But happy Star Wars Day. Um, the CP defends The Force Awakens has been of a bit of a mild success as far as some of you who have expressed interest and asked questions and done other like-minded things. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm not aiming to reverse pick on anything. Like if you don't like the movie, I completely understand. No movie is for everybody, but there's some that are just really, really, really out there. And you can not like a movie, you could hate a movie, but when you lack common sense and you just go off on things, hey Miles, it's shocking that you're here already. Yeah, it's just really, really odd. And well, I mean, I could tell you just by looking at YouTube, and there are these channels. I mean, what we're going to talk about in a second here. This channel has 369. I see, I can't get it to you. 369 subscribers, and then look at the view count, 7,000. These videos, they're like preloaded audiences, and you have a bunch of there's at least, I would say, 5 of these anti-Force Awakens people. They have 4, 5, 6 videos where they go on and talk about just how much they hate the video, how much they hate the movie. And they're not stupid. They know that those are their highest drawing videos, so why not make a sequel and a threequel and just keep talking about it. Yeah, and that's fine. There's just some of these videos that are bizarro world. I think I figured out some of the complaints, or some of the tropes of these groups. There's the there's the super diehard Star Wars fan that loves everything, and by everything I mean expanded universe, novels, and all this extra everything. They love everything Star Wars. And there's a group of them that are rather perturbed, rather bothered that Disney said, yeah, we're not really gonna focus on that. That's not really part of the universe we're molding going forward. And yeah, I mean, sure, it's gotta hurt or be a little unsettling if your favorite thing outside of the movies is a novelization series about Johnny Tatooine, and now Disney comes in and says, yeah, Johnny Tatooine, we're not really going to do that. We're going to figure out what we're going to do. But Johnny Tatooine, forget about him. By the way, I really hope there's not a Johnny Tatooine. I was just making making him up for the sake of this discussion. So there's that. There's the group of really diehard Star Wars fans that are kind of just mad at Disney, and just kind of taking everything out on Disney. There's the reverse social justice warriors that really, really, really don't like that a female is the hero. And there's the ones that aren't quite as loud. I haven't found, at least I haven't found yet, any YouTube videos against Finn because he's black. But there was that Twitter hashtag that I made a joke about with my Sigmund video. You know, that kind of really turned me off. My thing is, if you're watching a film and it's fiction, it shouldn't matter what the sex is, what the race is. And when you consider the film series we're talking about, it's, you know, there's dog people, there's purple people, there, like it's a universe, it's a saga full of every creed, sex, you name it, you know, it exists in this galaxy. So like, to be like racist and sexist about Star Wars is just so ironic. You know, the hypocrisy that bleeds through, saying that, you know, my Star Wars shouldn't have blank. Well, your Star Wars has just about every. Oh, we have comments. Blu-ray collector. I thought the movie was kind of shitty because it's just the first 3 you're done, but I own it. Yeah, see, like that's fine. Like, you know, not liking it, that's cool, but like, you know, not liking it because it's a girl that's the hero is that's crazy talk. Like that's insanity. It's not, you don't like the film, you don't like choices being made by studios. That has nothing to do with the story. It has nothing to do with the film itself. It has nothing to do with the decisions being made by the director. You know, it could be being made by Disney, but like the fact that a female was cast as like, stop. Ugh, the reverse social justice warriors are the worst. But you know that I thought that already. Yeah, it's you know, I don't want to label it like right wing, because you know that's being presumptive and stereotypical. But you know, stereotypical is, you know, normally there's a reason for it. But most of the anti-Ray, like feminist agenda thing like that is like a right-wing battle cry. The thing is, you know, most movies are kind of, you know, left-wing media. You hear that, liberal media, liberal Hollywood. Like if you're coming into this expecting some sort of white power, all male weehaw movie, then like, I don't know, again, what series you're watching and like what surprises you. If you're bothered by things that are being done in Hollywood, it's just more of the same. But again, it ties back to what I said before about, you know, it's just getting views. Like, shit, you get me 15,000 views, I'll say I hate women. You know, 15,000, maybe 30,000. Movie for Miles. It's my second favorite in the saga, and I thought Rey was a cool character. Yeah, I think the pace of the movie is, it moves so quickly. It's a constantly moving movie, which I could understand somebody saying, you know what, I want it to slow down a bit. I could totally get that, and that's something that, you know, I prefer my movies to move like that. I like, you know, quickly moving, you know, a fast pace of the movie. Some people like something to be drawn out, something, you know, with heavy drama, talking and you know, just drawn out. Just it's nothing negative. It's just the flip side. And if you prefer that, and that's why you don't like The Force Awakens, that makes sense. That's a common sense thing to say. But I'm not hearing that in these videos that I'm talking about. I have a video here. It's by WonderWhaz 797. That's WonderWhaz 797. WonderWhaz 797. And it is titled Star Wars: The Force Awakens Encyclopedia Rantica. And it is 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 49 seconds. It is 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 49 seconds. And I will also state that this is not the only video by this channel in relation to anti-Star Wars material. So we're going to do a live commentary of sorts. We're going to watch it together, and if you guys have something to say or something to request or what have you, go ahead and spit it away. See, now I gotta figure out how not to. All right, that looks good, right? Funny they're using the prequel trilogy.
You know, the more I think about The Force Awakens, the more I hate it.
I'm the exact opposite. The more I watch it, the more I love it.
I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say it's because you're thinking about it too much. That's not true. If I had a hot blonde girlfriend who had a great personality, I'll bet you dollars to donuts that every second I thought about her, each second would get better than the last one. So, you know, you're wrong about that, you know. The more you think, the more you critically think about this movie, the more you fucking hate it. When I originally saw this movie, I gave it a 7.
Can I just say that I can't help but think of Marge Simpson's twin sister, or her sisters, the twins, when I hear this woman speak. That's low hanging fruit. I realize that she sounds like she's from the New York area. We're a little bit stronger than the rest of you guys. Again, if WonderWhaz ever happens to get a hold of this, you just sound like a New Yorker who smokes a lot. Admit it. That's all. Some comments here. I have no problem with Rey. Just hope the rumors aren't true and she's not the chosen one being reborn time and time again. Let's leave the Matrix out of Star Wars. Well, you know, I that would explain some of the things that people are complaining. Like if she's the chosen one, then that would explain why she picked up the Force so quickly. That would explain why she's so strong. And like that would be, you know, good as far as some of these loose ends that people are complaining about. It almost seems like they're kind of doing that. And again, like this is the first third. The Force Awakens is only the beginning of a trilogy. People comparing it and critiquing it as if it is complete against the original trilogy. It really isn't fair, but whatever. So this woman WonderWhaz here, who apparently is a lesbian with her blonde girlfriend analogy. So I'm curious to see what the Rey. There's 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes. There's got to be some sort of talk about Rey. I mean, she literally could recite the entire movie with that. I think the movie is 2 hours, and I that might be on purpose. I think that's the length of The Force Awakens. So I'm curious to see like what her Disney agenda is, because in the beginning she had that little Disney is Darth Maul and she is Obi-Wan. Some more comments. Starting off with episode 1 scene doesn't instill confidence. Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. Where's his Jolly Rancher? And OMG, LOL, what is that? Let's continue to find out. Hey.
I gave it a 6. And now I stand at I'm going to say 5. I stand at 5.
It's still
right?
Half.
And even that's being fucking fair.
Oh,
you see, I think it's just the opposite. I think that when you overanalyze The Force Awakens, if you're a fucking idiot, the more you analyze it, the more you love it. Because people can be talked into anything. I mean, men can be talked into haircuts they don't want. They can be talked into shoes they don't want to buy. People can be talked into anything, into liking anything. like I hear people on the internet, these people who they actually hate the movie, The Force Awakens, but they try to talk themselves into liking it. You gotta feel sorry for them because the fans, they wanted the movie to be great, and they're trying to convince themselves that this movie was fucking awesome. And it's not. And they make these videos where they try to go into the explanations of who's who, who this character is, and what their motivations are, and they try to piece it together and everything.
She's got notes.
And when you overanalyze a movie like that, you begin to like it because you're a fucking moron. And when
says someone who does a 2-hour video.
Movie, I think the reason why J.J. Abrams, Jew Boy Abrams, blew it is also because he overanalyzed.
Okay, so what does being Jewish have to do with anything? There's no sort of religious subtext. I mean, Star Wars, if anything, you could say it's a bit of a Christian, chosen one, like the reference to the Matrix before. If anything, there's like Christian undertones in Star Wars, but to jump out with the Jew boy thing, it shouldn't have anything to do with anything. Please play.
In this movie, he overanalyzed, he overthought it, and that's what ruined it. See,
the problem. Pause, goddamn you. The problem is the overthinking it. You could thank the internet for that. The just dragging through the mud of the prequel trilogy probably had Disney thinking, all right, what we have to do is the polar opposite of whatever George was doing with the prequels. So they couldn't have walking and talking. The CGI was too heavy. They brought JJ in, who was a genuine fan. And he had some different ideas. And if you're going to blame anything, you should blame the internet's response to the prequels. And they basically wanted to not do the prequels. And that's basically what they did with The Force Awakens. Oh, more comments. Oh shit, it's female, LOL. Yeah, well, not to be mean, but I may have not known she was a woman. Yeah, not exactly dressing. I think if they all talk themselves into liking it, you wouldn't have a series right now, but yeah, right. Okay, I was trying to convince myself she didn't call J.J. Abrams that. Man, I hate when... Yeah, no reason for that. There's literally no reason for that. I was mad. I paid to see it in theaters, but when watching it at home, I think it allowed me to like it better. Second watch often does that for lots of movies, many people. Yeah, and plus in the privacy, in the comfort of your own home, you'd be surprised how, shit, not half. There's probably a good quarter of the movies in my collection that I may not enjoy in the theater, but if it's going too slow, you pause it, you stretch your legs. Being able to pause a movie, being able to stop a movie and pick it up the next day, that's a really big power, and it assists a lot of movies. Home really changes a lot, and it makes me love The Force Awakens even more.
Through its political correct aspect, it's the overt.
Okay, so political correct. You're making references like Jew boy J.J. Abrams. They're not going to make references like that in a Star Wars movie. Like, if you're coming from there, like Jew boy J.J. Abrams, you're going to be disappointed in the way Star Wars is going, because you're expecting Andrew Dice Clay as Boba Fett. I think most movies I like better after a few more times. Some have the reverse effect, but that's why film is interesting, because of changing, evolving nature. Yes, indeed. But yeah, this is an interesting watch. I don't know if we'll do the whole thing. If you guys have a request, or if you've seen anything, let me know.
In the movie, and
feminism.
You could tell that J.J. Abrams is this new age type of pussy boy, and he probably went to some fucking art philosophy course in Hollywood, and you know, he probably sat there with other fucking mental masturbators, sat there mentally masturbating over, you know, how he should do the Star Wars movie. And he started probably incorporating, you know, sacred geometry into the formula of making Star Wars. You know, read the Torah every day, and you know, and probably got into this big convoluted discussion with all these clever, you know, people in Hollywood, and they just distorted and twisted.
What does the Torah have anything to do with it?
Like a fucking balloon is shaped after you blow it up.
When you say things like that, the anti-religious things, it just,
you know,
it has nothing to do with anything.
It's overthinking it. And Hollywood people do that. That's how they ruin movies. Because they sit there and they lose sleep and they overanalyze and they think about it too much.
What do you call riffing for 2 hours on a movie? I would call that overanalyzing.
Now, this movie, the moment it goes bad, I'm going to tell you the moment this movie.
Please go past the titles. Go past the titles.
To rotten crotch, to use a new expression.
Rotten crotch.
It becomes a rotten crotch. The moment it becomes a rotten crotch, that you have to shower or use fucking, you know.
All right, we know what a rotten crotch is.
You know, cleaning wipes, you know, take an Italian shower to get rid of.
An Italian shower? We're going to offend everybody in this video.
The rotten crotch is the moment Kylo interrogates Poe.
Pretty early.
Gets Poe against the wall. Here's a fucking guy stuck a laser bolt in midair, Kylo Ren, and he sits there, and his menace as a villain is squashed like a bug when Poe goes, "Who's supposed to talk first, me or you?" I was like watching it, and I'm going, "No! Wrong humor, no! Sorry. This does not compare well to Han Solo going, boring conversation anyway. Look, we're gonna have company!" That's fucking funny.
Yeah, she's not.
Or when Han says, "One thing's for sure, we're all gonna be a lot thinner," that's funny.
That's not directly speaking to a villain.
Poe sits there and goes, "Who's supposed to talk first? You all right?" Dumb. From that moment, the movie went like that.
From that moment,
it went into a rotten crotch.
Rotten crotch. So, what about when Leia says whatever she says to Darth Vader in Episode 4? See, that's a more similar aspect. The Han, you know, it was a boring conversation anyway. There's, you know, he's not speaking directly to the villain, and God forbid a moment of levity get, you know, within 10 minutes. The Force Awakens makes up for all of the prequels as far as humor is concerned. If you drank every time she said rotten crotch, you'd be toasted right now. God, I want her to direct Episode 10. Is she making fun of him going to school? Yeah, apparently. You know, we want directors to just not know anything about anything. What's funny about the who talks first moment is one of my mom's favorite moments of the movie. Yeah, see, it's funny. It's kind of, you know, edgy for like people, and you know, it's not really for kids, but maybe some kids will get the humor of it. And you know, it's not, you know, oops, I stepped in Udu. Maybe she's rocking so much because she has a rotten crotch.
They have this scene in the very beginning of the movie where Kylo, you know, orders the stormtroopers to kill everybody in the village, and Finn is standing there like someone just killed his puppy. You know, he's standing there, and he's looking so blatantly, obviously looking at Kylo Ren.
Right.
And he's like, and Kylo Ren's looking at him, and he's like
acting.
And then they show this scene feels like it goes on for like 5 minutes.
It's inner turmoil. It's hard to project things like that with masks on.
He's standing there for like 10 seconds looking at Kylo Ren. And you don't think that Kylo Ren, I guess Disney thinks we're that fucking stupid. Kylo Ren Ren's going to look at him for 10 seconds and go, oh, he's not a threat. He's not going to be a wild card.
At that moment, he's still holding that laser bolt.
He would obviously know that. He would obviously know that Finn is about to become a wild card.
So how much of his force is he supposed to use?
But he does nothing about it. And then later on, it's like when Finn, gets Poe and they escape. Then
So the Force is...
Oh, yeah, that was Finn.
Prophecies now?
He says his number or whatever. Lame, stupid. This is my imitation of Kylo Ren's force pull with his hand. This is how long it actually lasts in the movie, folks.
Okay.
And it is so awkward. It makes you cringe how long it is. This is the force pull scene. First he does it with Poe. Okay. First he does it with Poe, and he's like.
Right.
And you hear Poe going.
But if he says nothing, then it's stupid.
And then it's that long. And then when he gets Rey in the fucking bad seat, then he
Same thing.
then he does it again to her, and he's like this. He's like,
right. But she's force sensitive as well. He can't get through to her.
yeah.
They show their faces during this too.
And then he takes his hand away and he looks at her and he's like, huh.
Yeah. So facial expressions they fail to register with this person. Third time. There's only 2 times.
Force Awakens, a big galloping dick.
A galloping dick? How does a dick gallop? Would it constantly roll upon itself?
No exaggeration. That's how long the scene is.
What's your point?
With the force pull. That's how long.
What's your point?
And it makes you cringe. You're in your seat going, oh my God, you're doing it again. Fucking Captain Phasma. She was such a fucking epic fail in this movie.
How so?
It's like, she comes off like in the advertisements before the movie came out and everything. They show her in the fucking trailers and everything. And they made this big fucking, big huge figure of her you see in Toys R Us or in Walmart.
Right.
And she basically plays the part of a fucking manager at Rite Aid. That's her fucking role. She's like a manager at fucking Rite Aid. Finn takes his helmet off and she's like, why are you taking your helmet off? It's not break time. You didn't wear a tie either. You know the dress code here at Rite Aid.
It's funny.
Put that helmet back on and get to helping customers.
The problem is that's what Darth Vader is in Episode 4.
It's a scene that is totally unnecessary in the movie. It doesn't explain anything. It's just a stupid fucking scene that makes Captain Phasma just look pointless.
No, she's his superior,
and talked about it,
and it sets up the end.
Finn suddenly, butt buddies, hey bro, yeah, we shot that gun down. They're fucking flying in that TIE fighter, gets shot down immediately. Finn's like, oh, they fall back to fucking Jakku. And then, and then Finn fucking lands a million miles away from the TIE fighter, comes back and he's like, oh, I guess Poe's gone. Okay. Now, the characters Rey, Finn, and Poe, who gives a shit? And why are they major heroes in the movie? Look.
Do you not want characters at all?
Finn, Rey, and Poe are supposed to be sidelines next to Luke, Han, Leia, and even Chewie.
Right.
Luke, Han, and Leia, and Chewie need to be the center of these movies.
So senior citizens running around.
I'm not talking about the prequels because that's before their time. But I'm talking about, since they're in the movie now, They need to be the forefront.
By that logic, Obi-Wan should be in all of 4, 5, and 6.
To Poe, Finn, and Rey, and I know nothing about these people.
Yeah, give it time. There's 2 more movies coming.
And they should be it would have been better if they were sidelined in the first movie. Give Han, Leia, and Luke and Chewie their due.
Obi-Wan.
Which means
Episode 4.
Create initial scenes where our 4 heroes from the original trilogy are shown and they're engaged in activity, and then you send out other characters. So the initial scene in The Force Awakens should have been where there's a ship flying by, and it's like a battle that Han Solo
screenwriting.
was in.
Here we come.
Han Solo the Millennium Falcon gets shot by this ship or something. And Han Solo is escaping this onslaught.
How do you show or something on screen?
Attack, right? And Han Solo races down to the nearest planet. Then, the planet where he came from, from the beginning of the movie. Not his home world, but just, where he came from.
Oh, so he came from a planet. You forgot that.
When he gets there, then they pan to a scene where they show Luke Skywalker, walking down this path.
Sprinkling paprika?
On this island. Like, they didn't Force Awakens, but I like the idea of the island.
Yeah.
But that's only one of the few ideas I like about the Force Awakens.
Islands on a planet.
Very few. Show Luke walking, but it's that sunset. I mean, it's that sunrise. And it doesn't matter where this sunset or sun. The sunrise is more like it's symbolic of a Jedi. So the sun rising, and Luke is walking in the mist. It's like a mist in those sea mountains, and he's walking around this spiral path. And then they show him walk up, and there's this big room where there's all these Jedis, these young Jedi, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And then you come back to a scene with Leia, and Han comes, and he says, we either gotta fight or we gotta leave.
Why?
Something like that. And what happens is, then they send
what about Leia?
The best pilot. They send them out to help fight for them.
Or something.
But you have to introduce the original characters. If you're going to go back to Han, Luke, and Leia, then you have to go back to the original characters.
But they did. The thing is...
Now, Han Solo, he's not too old to fire a laser, is he? He doesn't have to get into any, complex fight scenes, but he can use a laser.
He's the most active guy in the movie.
Sword. Leia could use a laser gun, and she should have fucking force powers.
She's a general.
One thing in this is that.
And what's the conflict in the movie?
And Rey should have been sideline characters that maybe in the second or third movie had bigger roles, but you always keep the leading roles: Han, Luke, Leia, and Chewie. You didn't mention Chewie. What is Chewie doing in this movie? But you always keep them. Because that has the most meat and potatoes, folks. Admit it.
Again.
Our heroes
Obi-Wan.
in this movie, Han, Luke, and Leia, should not have been fuck-ups. Because it negates everything they did in the original trilogy.
Who says they're fuck-ups? What movie are these people watching?
In the original trilogies, to free the universe from oppression, is negated in The Force Awakens.
Chewie's running for Congress.
Should have been winners in this new movie. They should have been on top of their game. They should have been veteran Jedis, and Han should have been like a veteran general and fighter, and they squashed the new first order like a bug.
That's captivating.
And then move on with the story. Give our heroes the credit and respect that they deserve.
There's no conflict there. They win.
And not show them again like there's some pitiful-looking elder person who can't fucking find the toilet paper in the dark.
Han is the most active person in that movie. I don't know what you saw.
Accomplished.
All right, so...
And on top of things when they happened.
What did you watch?
Skywalker ready to kick ass with his lightsaber. You know, but none of that. The emasculated Jar Jar Jew boy Abrams was like, oh, I don't understand that. I don't understand what it's like to be on top of your game, to be a man with a fucking backbone and balls. I don't know what that means. I'll fuck the elders. I hate elders because I hate my fucking overbearing mother. As a matter of fact, all the male characters, even Poe disappears. He disappears. In the beginning of the movie, he's gone. J.J. Abrams made every man in this movie a fuck-up. Every man is a fuck-up in this movie.
What?
Look at the characters.
Uh-huh.
Finn is a bungling idiot, ex-stormtrooper, right?
Who does...
Poe is a great pilot, but he fucks up the mission. He gives the plans to BB-8. And then we don't see him till near the end of the movie.
What did he fuck up?
Kylo Ren is a non-menacing character who's a pussy boy.
Inner turmoil.
Who gets defeated by Rey, right?
After being shot by Chewie.
Careless of the fact that, you know, he married a woman who is force sensitive, Leia. He married a woman who's force sensitive, who taught him a lot about love and life and caring and being a decent human. And
you connect those dots.
And he also had a brother-in-law, Luke, and all of that. But yet the guy, he doesn't grow in this movie. The guy,
that's not a fuck up.
He's smuggling again. He's still smuggling again. So they make Han Solo a fuck up.
What?
And Luke,
was he a fuck up in the original trilogy?
Away. He's hiding away. Luke
2 hours of this.
Jedi Knight. Okay? The only reason the Jedi Knights hid away in the first trilogy is because they were hiding away from the Empire because they didn't want to be slaughtered. They knew they would be slaughtered from Order 66. But Luke would not run away from his problems. Even though Kylo fell to the dark side, Luke would not run away from the situation. He's stronger than that. But J.J. Abrams...
If he taught his sister's son and he turned, he wouldn't feel bad about that?
And, you know, the reason why so many boys like this movie...
She did miss the line, Matthew. We both went back to what we were good at.
Because they can't identify with the masculine role. They can't identify with the fucking father role. The father role.
We have a female crying about the lack of masculinity.
Look at the statistics nowadays, folks.
Again.
Most women are single mothers. There's no father figure.
Is there a statistic behind that?
So there's no father to teach a boy to protect his masculinity.
Quote, most women are single mothers.
Not like fucking babies. Because you know what single mothers do? Single mothers do nothing but bitch about their ex-boyfriend or their ex-husband to their kids. That's all they do. And they tell their boys,
where are we going?
You're to be ashamed of yourself. You're to be ashamed of yourself.
What the fuck?
Always treat a woman right, even when
7,000 people have been witness to this.
That's what single mothers do. Single mothers fuck up their boys.
I was raised by a
is inundated with children from single mothers.
That's what most of the world
This
is.
is what I'm going to say about Abrams. Abrams is a typically
Jew.
emasculated Jew boy.
Oh. What is Jew boy?
Men are fuck-ups in this movie. Because Abrams is a Jew boy. And you gotta go into the psychology of Jewish men. Jewish men are raised in families where their mother hammered them down all the time. That's what a Jewish boy learns. A Jewish boy learns to be emotional. He learns to be emotionally tough castrated a young Jewish boy.
Who do you have left to offend?
That affects their mentality.
I can't wait to hear talk about
Jewish
Finn.
mothers,
There's no way she's going easy
their
on him.
daughters the most in the families. If you get to know a Jewish family, you will learn this. The daughters are everything in a Jewish family. And this is why J.J. Abrams...
Come on. Yeah, has she lived in a cave for the last several months? Poe was originally supposed to die, so she wants a yeah, we've jumped off we've been off the rails. And there's two hours of this. Well, less than that now. The fact that Poe died, like Poe was supposed to die in that crash, so you know they decided they wanted to keep him in that. Like that, is it? Should they maybe have had a connecting scene? Yes, but you know, there's a difference between disagreeing with someone's approach to making a film and criticizing it mean-spirited character assault. She apparently doesn't know the difference. Yet she still has yet to, like, she's naming things that like the men are fuck ups, and like it's just general like social attacks at like stereotypes, and she's like shoehorning them. I mean, forcibly shoehorning them. She's what they call in therapy, she's projecting. She's taking things she doesn't like and putting it on things, because character assumptions is a generous way to put certain things, but this is rich.
Couldn't relate to a fully masculine character because a Jew boy doesn't know what the fuck that is.
Remember, most women are single mothers.
A Jew boy is not raised in a family where the men's masculine characteristics are developed. No, a masculine characteristic in a Jewish family, that's squashed down.
Insert
and the women
penis
are the
joke.
queens of the families. They're the fucking Jewish American princesses. And that's the way it goes, folks. And that's why J.J. Abrams, he dropped the ball in this movie, because he doesn't have the fucking balls to begin with. Juju Abrams, don't put Star Wars in the hands of a fucking Jew. Don't do it. They're going to screw it up. Because they don't have the cojones, you know, the fucking backbone to fucking do it right.
All of them?
I mean, he doesn't even give Han Solo a fucking funeral in this movie.
Do we know that
Solo
he doesn't have one in Episode 8?
Off, this like fucking bridge that's like 1,000 miles up. He gets thrown off that bridge like he's a rat.
Yeah, it stabs in the stomach too.
What respect is that for Han Solo?
It was at the end.
You might say this is just a sci-fi fantasy movie, but this is a story that has a huge impact on our culture. And
evidently.
You just discard him like he's a piece of shit.
We don't know that there's no...
This movie does that to the old characters. It totally disgraces the old characters.
How?
And that's a symptom of our society.
How else?
We don't respect elders. We don't. Overall, we don't respect elders in this society.
Well, we don't want to be them.
This movie was
It's
sort
a
of
constant
like
reminder of what we...
elders. It was like, yeah, if you're past the age of 40, fuck you. We're gonna kill you off. You don't mean anything. It's sort of like what they do with elderly people when they put them in those fucking homes. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck all your achievements. Fuck the fact that you've been on this earth so long and that's such a thing to admire and be respectful over. Fuck you. We're gonna put you in that home and throw hot dogs at you. And that's kind of like what this movie does.
Star Wars Episode 8, starring Betty White.
Elders. How you could just throw Han off a fucking bridge.
Isn't Lucas Jewish? I don't know. Can somebody please Google that?
Fighting to his death.
That would be hysterical.
And not giving any fucking funeral.
A funeral. That makes him a fuck up.
Qui-Gon a funeral. And Qui-Gon was only in one movie.
That was Lucas who did that.
And everything in The Force Awakens is just lazy writing.
From the guy who wrote
Solo,
Episode 5.
Besides, just because Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, says, oh, you need to talk to Kylo, doesn't mean that Han Solo should walk on a bridge 1,000 miles up, this long bridge with no railings on it or anything.
Because we've never seen anything like that in Star Wars before.
I forget. Just decide to to walk out on that bridge when he knows, logically, he knows that Kylo Ren is vicious. His son has become vicious.
Yeah, Spielberg's definitely Jewish. I don't know about Lucas. If somebody could Google that,
And he
that would
just
make
decides
this.
to walk on the bridge. Now, if you're going to
It's
tell
his
me
son.
that Han was suicidal, yeah, then I'll believe you. If they explain the movie that way, if they said that Han was so badly depressed and that's why he did it, then I would believe it.
The story's not over. Perhaps we get that in
But
episode
Han
8.
Solo's got a great buddy, Chewbacca, and he just decides to carelessly, recklessly walk on that bridge,
Lucas was raised
knowing
Methodist.
that his son will probably do something harmful to him. Will probably
He
kill
gets into
him.
Eastern religion.
Because after all, the fucking little emo brat
Emo.
is on the dark side. And Han Solo, he knows what the dark side is all about.
It's his son.
Through his friend Luke talking about it, and Leia talking about it, and how they had to deal with the Emperor and Darth Vader.
How do you handle that
So
situation
he's
with your son?
experienced with knowing that. So basically, he walks on that bridge wanting to die. Wanting to
his son.
fucking die. And that doesn't really say much about him and his devotion towards his friend Chewbacca. So
No, I don't.
I mean, in
He's
my
not
mind,
from
I
Israel.
picture Chewbacca saying in his head, Han, what the fuck are, in Ewok, in Chewbacca-ese or whatever, Wookiee-ese, saying in his head, Chewbacca saying in his head, Han, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you going out on that bridge without having your gun in your hand?
Maybe he did say
Why
that.
are you walking out? You're gonna fucking
We never know what
die,
Chewie
bud.
says.
You're gonna die. If Chewbacca knew that in advance, Chewbacca should have just taken his crossbow and shot Han in the fucking head. Hey, thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks for walking on that fucking bridge next to your fucking your psychopathic son. Your psychopath son. Thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot, bud.
Go back to your notes. Go back to your notes.
Ridiculous, And then Leia's like, General Lee is like, oh, I broke a nail. That's her reaction to her damn stuff. Here's another turd bird realization that we somehow forget. We come to it after a while after thinking about this piece of shit movie, is that Luke, Han, and Leia will never be together again.
Oh.
In the Star Wars saga. That's it. Han's dead. We're never going to see them together as a trio. Now, after 30 years, our main heroes, Luke is hiding away, Han gets fucking killed, and we have to deal with Carrie Fisher's bad acting. Now let's talk about Carrie Fisher.
You would have had that if this movie was never made
What I don't
anyway.
understand is, why doesn't Princess Leia
Oh boy.
weep when Han dies?
She's
See, pro Force Awakens fans will say, why does she need to weep? Well, if you watch the original trilogies, Princess Leia and Han Solo are very close lovers. They're married to each other, okay?
they're immediately threatened.
Okay. That's a fucking Abrams dick.
Their planet was about to
These
explode.
people are like millennials. They don't fucking get the old movies. They haven't seen the old movies. They haven't grown up with the richness of those movies. So to them, they don't understand. They don't get that her reaction was lame to Han's death.
She had to fight for her
She
life.
doesn't weep at all. She just has this stupid look on her face, and she's like, she does this in the movie. She's like, oh.
She does the Yoda, the Obi-Wan, that
just,
shock thing.
Saw a mosquito get splattered.
Turd bird, my new word.
He's like, that sucks. Yeah. Hands dead. That really sucks.
There's some kind of
And
sad.
Chewie just seems generally sad. I mean, even Chewie's not even weeping.
What can you read from Chewie?
Like that, and he's like as if he, needs to take a shit.
Oh, that's what you got from his.
Like a big Wookiee turd. There's no real deep emotion over Han's death.
Cursing.
He growls hard, and that's it. That's the depth.
Cursing and stereotypes.
Mourning that goes on in response to Han's death.
There's some kind of sad bittersweet poetry knowing the idea of all three.
Just like, okay, you're the fucking captain of the morning. Okay, that's okay.
That's what he said.
They should have had him fart afterwards. Chewie just walks right by Leia.
Yeah,
after Han's death, Chewie walks right by Leia.
Yep.
He doesn't hug her. She doesn't hug him.
I'll agree. That's a
sorry for
little
your
funky.
loss. Nothing like that. Why can't you fucking idiots understand this? You fucking pro-Force Awakens fans. Because you don't get it. You don't fucking get it. Children of single fucking mothers.
30 minutes. You've said a bunch of nothing.
Also, Leia.
2 or 3 comments make sense.
As if he's giving up cigarettes. That's how she talks to him. Here's a fucking guy. He was a stormtrooper. He's an indoctrinated jarhead. This guy. Indoctrinated. What's with that word? And Princess Leia. Naturally, Princess Leia has this kind of character where she doesn't immediately trust. I mean, she is like really distrustful towards Lando. Yeah, but she doesn't distrust Finn. He was a stormtrooper. And even if she trusts him because she has Force ability, so she knows he's good. Even so, it's like the way she talks to him. She's like, oh, I heard about you giving up the First Order, and that took such bravery. And the way she puts that across, it's such cheesy acting. Yes, no, Leia did a terrible job in that movie. So are you on the Nicorette patch? Huh? That's good. You're on the Nicorette patch. Carrie Fisher was far from the. I have a vaporizer myself that I smoke out of. Yeah, but that's so brave of you to give up cigarettes. It doesn't sound like you gave up cigarettes. In this movie, there's a definite political feminist agenda going on. A female is talking about feminism. It's like Finn tries to take Rey by the hand, and why is that? She doesn't want him to take her hand. Why is that a big deal? And if you're a reasonable, logical person, you see it and you go, well, this is no time to be squabbling about gender issues. There was a fucking explosion. They were being shot at. Yeah, maybe because of the explosion, she doesn't trust someone to hold her hand. She wants to escape freely. This is the reason why some feminist groups take issue with this movie. There are feminist groups that don't like The Force Awakens because it betrays feminism in too much of a reactionary sense. Now, those are the feminists I want to talk to. Because they seem to have more of a logical, more of a head on their shoulders. Because it betrays women, it betrays like feminists as being angry and bitches. Don't take my hand. Is she declared a feminist in the movie? Explosion that's as big as a city block. Right. Don't take my if you're hand. Trying to get away from something, do you want to be restrained? It's a weak portrayal of feminism, and it makes feminists, even the healthy, reasonable. She's independent. She's been by herself the entire time she's been on this planet. I mean, you make a movie where every male in the movie, she's used to things herself. Is a fuck up. That's how you destroy feminism, because you make it seem like feminists are unreasonable, and that's why you. Okay, so if your entire life you've done things, you've dealt with things by yourself, you've done things on your own, and you're at this moment where shit is going fucking bizonkers, why would at that moment you would depend on somebody else to help you get around? On some place that you don't even know the person you met 10 minutes ago that technically you still think is a thief. Like at what point does any of that register? Oh, we got a lot. I think she would have been happy
if Leia, Solo, and Luke had some kind of awkward threesome scene that didn't fit in the movie at all. Yeah, probably. Chewie goes into his sad corner shortly after they get back because he's trying to deal with it by himself. He needs a space. Yeah, Matthew. If there's, I mean, like I said, there's a couple of things that like, that's a genuine problem with the film. They maybe should have touched on Chewie. That's a mistake. I think they've even addressed it or spoken about it. She's gonna hit every now and again like a broken clock. Oh my God, she speaks Wookiee. I need her to watch episode 436 with me and translate. Most feminist leading women I know love Rey, actually. Isn't Finn Lando's son? I'm pretty sure that was revealed with the toy lineup. Oh, I didn't know that. That would be interesting too. In all honesty, Rey was actually Rey has a nicely hopeful personality for someone whose life hasn't been great. Right. She's, she helps the droid, but
feminist groups that don't like this movie. You make Rey, let's talk about Rey. You make Rey look like this totally infallible human being with no flaws.
Except mentally.
Women have been looked that way for thousands of years, Put that makeup on, cover that little mark on your face. We don't want any flaws. Rey's character is like she's got Maybelline in her soul.
What?
Because there's no flaw. She shows no flaws.
Emotionally, she's flawed.
It just makes a hero implausible. When a hero has no flaws, then they become implausible. So it is a weak portrayal of feminism.
Why is that feminism?
About female empowerment, you weaken it. It's like they were trying too hard.
Nobody spoke about it. You people who hate it talk about it.
Feminism in this movie, and it ruined it because they tried it too hard. They went overboard with it, and an intelligent person picks up on that, and their bullshit meter goes. You make a strong female character.
The intelligent person that
flaws, just like you make a male character and you give him flaws.
She's flawed mentally.
You make a strong female character. You make a character that's flexible. Where she's open to male help at times, and at other times she, just casually does things on her own. It's not a fucking political fucking message slapped in your head.
She looks up to Han.
Don't get me started on Rey's flying abilities. I mean, the Millennium Falcon. She knows how to fix the fucking thing.
She's a scavenger.
She knows how to fly the Millennium Falcon. Like not even somebody who's good at piloting the Millennium Falcon. She's like better than that.
She scrapes the ground.
I have no way of believing there's absolutely no plausibility, and the fact that when she gets into the Millennium Falcon, she's dragging it along like a fucking like a kindergarten kid,
like somebody who doesn't really know how to fly well.
And then suddenly she's able to maneuver the Millennium Falcon in a suspended state at an angle and shoot the TIE fighter.
That's Finn who shoots.
Like that.
Not by herself. Finn's the one shooting.
You have had to have been flying the Millennium Falcon regularly and gotten used to the ship to do maneuvers like that. On top of being a good pilot. Even a good pilot needs to practice, folks. A good pilot just can't get in a plane and do the fuck whatever he wants. A good pilot needs to practice certain things.
They do a really good job.
The Force does not give you the ability to do practical things. The Force is in your soul.
Did you not see the end of episode 4?
It's a right brain thing, the Force.
Luke takes away the thing and shoots
ships and other inanimate objects, and do Jedi mind tricks and all that. But it's more about right brain and
whatever fits the argument.
Things. It's not gonna fucking teach you how to fucking read like Spanish. I'm not gonna do that. It's not gonna help you be a Superman with learning a task or something.
Episode 4. Use the Force.
Downloading, how to fucking fly a helicopter that you even if you are force sensitive, you still need to practice practical knowledge.
You need to go back and watch your movies that you love so much.
Fight, you need to learn that the force alone is not going to teach you how to fucking pick up a sword and suddenly defeat a fucking Sith. That's not how it works.
How do you know?
Jar Jar Abrams is so about following the rules of Star Wars. Well, he fails in that department.
Actually, no.
Now, the problem with Rey is that it's not because she's a woman.
Oh, but the force feminism, what is that?
And it's not her. I mean, her omnipotence is shitty, but it's not just that. It's omnipotence without explanation. You can't have a character be omnipotent and all-powerful and not explain something about her. You can't. You just can't do that.
They do that with the lightsaber scene.
Nothing, and yet show her be great at everything. Okay? You just can't fucking do that. And Rey is a fucking thief. She sees BB-8 in that net. Remember this, another scavenger has BB-8 in. Right?
Right.
Now, if she sees a droid in a net that another scavenger has, shouldn't she be respectful of the other scavenger? After all, she's a scavenger herself.
BB-8.
She sees this robot in the net, and she does this stupid fucking language thing where she's like, come on, you know, and the other character looks at her, and you know, he looks at her, and she goes over, and she just takes the fucking robot.
He's crying.
The robot from this guy. And the fucked up part of it is that the other character who's on that.
What movie are these people watching?
Cyborg creature. That creature, that character doesn't do fucking anything. He doesn't protest at all. That she's robbing, that she's fucking stealing this BB-8 unit.
Stealing? She tells him to go away. She tells him to go to town.
She decides to take it. And she decides to take it because oh, she heard its cute little whistling. So suddenly she becomes all sentimental over this fucking BB-8 unit because it's got a cute little voice.
Crying for help.
And it touches her little soulful heart.
And then she sets it free and tells it to go into town. Where you...
Remember, BB-8 is worth a lot of money.
Right.
On Jakku, BB-8 is worth, what, 400 to 600 portions?
Portions. A quarter portion.
Food for Rey for like 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And she's a scavenger.
Right.
She's trying to, you know, just survive day to day.
Right. That would.
And look, if she doesn't.
That would be considered a flaw to some people.
BB-8 or not, she's a fucking thief. She steals BB-8 from this guy, and there's no reason for it. She just steals the robot. She doesn't steal the robot to cash it in, right? She steals the robot, what, to have a fucking pet? But she doesn't do that either. She says to the robot, okay, you're free, go on. Why do you have so much investment in a fucking stupid asteroid?
Right, you know that, then how do you know?
And fans will say,
why
that's
still?
another mystery.
She realizes that in the scene that Rey tells BB-8 to go to town, yet she still vigorously implies that Rey is stealing BB-8, which if you, like, I was thinking maybe she just missed something or what, but clearly she knows what happened in the movie. How do you still think that she's stealing BB-8? BB-8 is crying. She hears it. She's got the helmet on and she's smiling or whatever, and then she hears the cries and she runs after it, and then she sets it free. She tells him town is that way, and then she says whatever, the BB-8 wants to follow her, and she says, all right, one night, and then after that, you know what, whatever. What are you talking about? Yeah, she could have sold it, but she didn't. Like that. And going back to the fucking, you know, the Mary Sue thing, you know, the fact that she's so miserable and you know, surviving, just doing things to survive, barely have enough to eat, you know, overcoming that would be considered enough to a lot of people. But what do I know? And yet we don't question in episode 1 that a 9-year-old perfectly pilots an unfamiliar starship. Yeah, well, right. Whatever fits the argument. Also, people seem to forget she has a wonderful moment when she has to reassure herself that she has the confidence to pilot the Falcon. Yes, they both do that. It was a really nice scene to me. She had no flaws. She wouldn't do that. Right. And her omnipotence is shitty. I respect the phrasing for what it is. She seems to be pulling this all out of her ass. Indeed.
Mystery talk to the end. She lets the fucking robot go.
She tells it to go.
But it doesn't matter. She stole that robot off that fucking, off that other dude.
And then a bond is built.
The reality of it would be that other dude would fucking take out a fucking laser gun.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Fucking blow her fucking little bitch head off.
Fucking A right, motherfucker. There's your movie.
Because that other dude would have been like, look, I need fucking portions, man.
Fucking A, man.
I
Portions.
need money. You're gonna take my BB-8 and I'm gonna fucking blow your head off.
Fucking A.
And like, you know, it's
Wonder Woman.
hypocrisy. Because they try to, like, you know, they put a female as the lead, you know, lead role hero in the movie, which I have no problem with at all.
Clearly.
What I have a problem with is her ability to fucking do everything right. You know? She's like Wonder Woman. That's the problem I have. No developing character slowly with flaws.
Does she understand the concept of a meet cute?
But I find it hypocritical because while they're trying to empower white women...
White women? Why should it be white?
You know, they look like... They make Finn look like he's like a fucking useless, you know, nigger. They just make him look like a fucking down-and-out, useless, you know, homeboy who can't do anything right. He bumbles all over the place.
He just used the N-word.
What does Finn do right? This is Finn. Finn sucks as a stormtrooper. He gets Poe. What happens? TIE fighter gets shot down. I'm gonna go through the whole list, folks. TIE fighter gets shot down. Okay, they land in Jakku. He tries to do good by helping this girl. She rejects his help. You know, they actually show Finn drinking out of this filthy watering trough.
He was walking in the desert.
This big, like, fucking creature lapping the fucking water. The creature's Finn's just going, really? And he's running. He's running. You know what he looks like in this movie, folks? Finn looks like a runaway slave.
Holy fuck.
Look, I hate to be the one who bursts the balloon, but you don't show a black guy in a movie running away from oppression. Because it just is, it's too much like it hits too much of a nerve with the idea that he's a runaway slave.
You're the one saying the N-word.
Running away and panting like a pussy. It just makes him look weak. It makes him look like a slave.
Except that he
That's what I find hypocritical about the makers of Force Awakens. You know, they make Rey into like Wonder Woman, but Finn is like this fuck up. He's like this runaway slave fuck up, panting away, and then it goes on further to insult the
who ends
Finn.
up defeating a bunch of them, and helps.
Take her hand. She's like, "Don't take my hand."
He's key in the over. What movie?
For her to look at the camera and go, "I want him to stop taking my annoy me, him grabbing her hand. What annoys me is that, look at the context. He's grabbing her hand because he has the hots for her. It's obvious, you know. He always has liked her. He's got the hots for her.
Always.
So he's like,
at that moment, that's the first time they see each other.
Bullying on. Look, if you saw a woman in a bar and then you liked her, you thought she was attractive, and some guy was pushing her, you might get in that fight. You might get in that fucker's face and go, hey, dude, quit fucking bothering her. And then there's like an explosion, and he has this primal need to protect her, which is chivalrous.
I'm trying to think what words are left that she could say that.
And he grabs her hand instinctively to just protect her. Look at the context. An explosion, a motherfucking explosion happens.
Right.
A motherfucking explosion. and you know, it was good if when 9/11 happened. A guy grabbing my hand, I'd be like, thank you for fucking grabbing my hand. It's a fucking explosion. I'm not gonna, in that context, I'm not gonna worry about gender issues.
How many people did you see running away from the World Trade Center holding hands? What are you talking about?
But she said, and she does it again in the movie. She said, quit holding your hands, you know? You're like, bitch, yeah, good. I'm not gonna hold your hand. Die, man. Oh, and then to add salt into the wound, it's like he falls on the ground, and she's like, she does this, I'm gonna get up. This is a scene. They show the poor black guy's face, and he's like, and then they show her hand. They show her go, come on, you fucking incompetent loser nigger boy. Here you go. Here's my hand. She flies the Millennium Falcon, he takes the guns, and the guns break, and then Rey shoots the TIE fighter herself in there. See, he worked in sanitation then.
This isn't what Star Wars, this is the opposite of what Star Wars is.
He doesn't save her when she runs out of that cantina. He doesn't save her. He loses her there. He loses the fight with Kylo Ren as he should, but Rey kicks Kylo Ren's ass, right? He's portrayed as a Jedi Knight in all the advertising, but yet in the movie he's not a Jedi Knight, right? The guy's a total bungling idiot, the guy. What
are you watching?
And if that's not fucking racism, I don't know what to say.
What?
I don't know what to fucking say.
First of all, what are you talking about?
Since this movie was so politically correct to begin with, why didn't they just have Finn say to Rey, but I'm a black guy holding your hand? And then you see Rey go, oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to be totally politically correct. Oh, yes. Okay, certainly. You can hold my hand. Come on my face, too. And come on, I'll suck your black dick. You know. Right? I mean, if you're going to be politically correct, you got to go the full fucking 9 yards now, don't you?
And have a blowjob.
But you notice how they're politically correct to a certain degree, but they don't go the full 9. They don't go full retard, you know? They never go full retard.
Oh, there's a word I forgot.
To a certain part, a certain amount, and then they go, oh, fuck that, man. Fuck that. Like, I think in this movie, they're not going to be romantic. She gives her the friend zone kiss at the end. Rey kisses his forehead, and she's like, thank you, friend, you know? We know what that means when women do that. When women do that, you are a friend.
I like how she talks about women like she's not one of them.
A woman kisses you on the forehead. She's had a religious experience from you, and she's not gonna fucking let you screw her. I mean, Finn, when you think about it, in all respects, he's like a fucking male damsel in distress. He's like a black male damsel in distress. That's what Finn is. That's what fucking Finn is. And that just goes further to insult him and his character.
Why is it insulting?
Fuck up, Finn.
Are you saying then?
When you make a black male fuck up in a movie, and you do that in Star Wars, eyebrows are gonna go up. Because black people need to be portrayed positively in a movie. They need to be strong. They need to have a sense of autonomy.
Wouldn't that be political correctness?
Like, you know.
So much to process. So much, not even halfway done. What the fuck? So by her logic, black people in films can never be down and out because that's offensive. That's not politically correct. What we got about here? Always now means 5 minutes apparently. 9/11 didn't need any reference in this. No, it didn't. There's a bunch of things that don't need any reference in this. And she had to go there, grumbles. I think that was the R word that you're referring to. It's called exploring the relationship further. And the next one, Doy. Yeah. I think she's mad it's not two lesbians. Yeah, I don't know. The way she's referencing men and women makes me think, because she's talking about it like she's some sort of outsider. Sorry, I need to take a drink. Like someone with extremely big knowledge on both sexes. I'm clueless.
Lando Calrissian. Look at Lando Calrissian.
Yes.
Billy D. Williams.
Yes.
He was an awesome black male character.
Right.
In Star Wars, in the original trilogy, in Empire Strikes Back and Jedi.
Right.
He was...
She's a girl.
Truly a great black character.
Right.
Now, you know, just because they didn't give him this major leading role, it doesn't matter. The role that he played was great.
It was over 30 years ago.
Like, George Lucas was politically correct. He would have made Lando like a lead character, and he would have ruined the fucking movie.
Why would that be ruining?
You know, you got to know when to play your cards for characters right. You got to know when to hold them and fold them when you're putting characters in.
Okay, so
and Lando was good as a sideline character. That's where he belonged. That's where he belonged in the story.
Oddly, she's sexist against
his Han's friend in the past, and they were still kind of Han and him were still kind of building that trust again.
I don't know if she realizes just how offensive what she said is.
And what I liked about Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian is that he didn't, his dialect, the way he spoke in the movie, he didn't speak like he was like some valley boy nigger pretending to be Jar Jar fucking Binks.
I can't.
You know when like Finn goes, "Join please," he's like, "Join please," which is in black talk, they go, "Bitch please." That's like ghetto talk. I
can't. Like, this isn't talking about anything that has to do with the movie.
Experimenting with new things, which means, why communicate with our friends and family? Let's just leave everything hidden. Let's just assume that everybody in our family and all our friends and everything just have great intentions and not question.
Okay, so I might cover her again. Guys, if you have a different, I can't go on with it. Like, she's dropping the N word, the R word, and not really referencing like she's the double standards that she's dropping are just so contradictory. It's just too much. Like it's not at the point we're at with her, we're not talking about anything within the film itself. This is someone who's just really bothered with a lot of social issues and really bothered that her holy white power Star Wars trilogy suddenly now has black people and females in it. I'm finding the other thing I wanted to talk about. Episode 2 of CP Defends, I cover a channel named VaughnJogVlog. Let me see if I can get that on there for you. VaughnJogVlog. There it is. And he has quite a few videos about The Force Awakens. Again, normal videos get about 184, 92, 54. His views are a little low. And then he touches on these hot button issues like Star Wars and gets quite a few views. And of course, if you get a lot of views, why not go back to it? I'm no dummy. I get it. Again, another probably right-wing leaner, if I'm being generous. But here we go. 51,000 views. You guys will get that. You'll get the second half of that, or a second half, and then I'll do a full one because there's a bunch of stuff in there I really wanted to. Like, there's stuff that I didn't touch on in the first half of episode 2.1, but he's quite a piece of work. So we're going to go through the rest of his stuff as like a separate side piece here, Matthew and Blu-ray Collector 81, because you've been here for this long.
Well, since no other reviewer has the balls to point out all the abuses of feminism in Star Wars The Force Awakens, I guess it's up to me.
Oh.
So our lead, played by Daisy Ridley, Rey, mysterious origin that we're not going to reveal in this one movie, are we? Oh, but she'll be able to become a Jedi in, what, 5 minutes? Instant Jedi, able to defeat a guy who has been in training in a lightsaber duel.
And shot in the stomach.
On picking up a lightsaber, which she used the Force to reach from clear across a forest. Can Luke Skywalker even do that with a good deal of training? And Han Solo wants to offer her a job. Oh, but what do we got here? Working for a man? Hell no. Gotta turn you down, bro. Who can Rey take advice from? How about Maz? 1,000-year-old bitch who knows everything. Yeah, I'll take advice from an old woman, but not Han Solo.
She turns her down too.
Captain Phasma. Chrome-finished stormtrooper. What is she, in charge of them? Oh, I'm a woman bossing around the mill, stormtroopers.
Who gets defeated?
Do I do anything cool? No, I don't. Because I'm here to tell little girls, hey, it's okay to like Star Wars. And that's the problem with this movie, guys. You look at the coding. Oh, white males, screw you, huh? I mean, it's one thing to have a girl in the lead.
What is white?
A black guy.
She...
Hispanic. If it's done right. But instead, they just try to push an agenda. That's all the movie ended up doing, was pushing agendas and buttons. And that's because, like your cell phone carrier, the only people that matter are the new customers. Forget the old guys. We got to bring in girls. Make girls and black people like Star Wars, because that's the new audience we're looking for. Everybody else bought all the stuff already. We got.
Why would they do all the? Wait.
We're looking for. Everybody else bought all the stuff already. We got to get new people.
What the fuck was that? Dude, you really... Yeah, I could tell because you cut off your own video, dude. What? You didn't even finish the sentence. A 2-minute video. Killer rant, bro. You can't use Rey and then Captain Phasma to sell your same point, because if Captain Phasma is a hero for females, Captain Phasma technically loses and is a failure. So that doesn't really fit. And what the fuck with the race? Like, I genuinely, like, what? I guess it's a thing where white guys in this country just can't stand that apparently a female and or a black man could have power in the holy Star Wars trilogy saga. But they're missing the whole aspect of the Star Wars, like the acceptance and the there's just so I can't. It's just so. Let me. I need my brain to slow down here. No reason for the M word, right? Don't be calling Maz the B word. She's fantastic. I hate to tell him this. I know from experience, girls and black people like Star Wars before The Force Awakens. Yeah, and to try to draw new people in, why would you use the old stuff? Some of the complaints are this is too much nostalgia, too much of the old stuff, which he actually touches on in one of his videos. So, like, and something that I really get a kick out of is people that you know complain and have these angles that they shoot from, but a lot of them just contradict themselves. And Jogger Boy is a doozy here. Looking at a lot of his stuff, he's got a lot of like clickbait stuff, hot social buzz topics that he just takes the edgy angle on. Star Wars is dead. Let's do this one. Happy Star Wars Day.
Fellas, Star Wars is dead. It is finished, finito, donezo.
Man, your editing is fucking flawless.
VaughnJogVlog.
Ooh,
Star Wars,
a girl.
when it started out, you actually had this idea, even by the end of the third movie, that there was such a big galaxy to explore, so many interesting characters. But then you had the prequels, which said, oh, here's the story of Anakin, aka Darth Vader. So you have 3 movies about or in some way centering around Darth Vader. When the first 3 movies, actually maybe 2.5, center around Luke Skywalker, and then they're kind of sharing Jedi. 6 movies that say a Skywalker is the center of the Star Wars universe. Then we get to episode 7, which will eventually confirm the fact that the only important things that happen in this whole galaxy involve a Skywalker. She's either gonna be Luke's daughter or Han and Leia's daughter. That way she can have an evil twin. Star Wars should not have been this story about family. But as George Lucas twisted it, he made it into this soap opera about family. It's impossible for anybody not Skywalker to actually be the center of attention. There's this chosen one mindset. It actually diminishes a little bit of what Luke accomplishes. It honestly does. You know, Netflix recently released Fuller House. And Fuller House has a better story than Star Wars The Force Awakens. I shit you not. Oh, you want to compare it? Okay, we got a long time between installments for both. Star Wars a bit longer. You have the return of everybody, so you actually get to see everybody together.
Except
whereas Luke Skywalker is off on an island jerking off by himself. Danny Tanner has moved on, finally has a wife. Nobody really brings that up as a big point, but people are going about their lives. He's got a new show in Los Angeles. Uncle Joey, he's performing in Las Vegas. Uncle Jesse's moving to LA, produce music. Star Wars. People go back to what they did in the past when it is far behind them. Han Solo, what are you, a general? Then you become what, maybe a king? I mean, okay, if you guys want to say Leia isn't even a princess anymore, he's something of importance, right? Nope. I just go back to being a smuggler. Han Solo reverting back to being a smuggler makes about as much sense as Hillary Clinton, if she doesn't get to be president, going, well, I guess I'll go back to college because I was doing college at one time in my life. At this point, I have no desire to watch anything else Star Wars. As far as I'm concerned, the entire Star Wars story is 3 movies, and you know which ones I'm thinking of. I have no ambition or reason to watch Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
okay.
Beyond the fact that I know I can get YouTube views or some kind of review on it. Oh, spoilers. Yeah, I already know what's going to happen. All these guys are here to make the girl look awesome by comparison.
Right.
They're going to get in trouble. She's going to bail them out. She's going to be the one who does all the cool shit. That's her movie. Star Wars is dead.
Like, comment,
Okay.
share, follow.
All right, so let's process some of them. Oh, he's got a Patreon.
What are you, a general?
Where's the compare? Like, did Fuller House just get released that week? March 8th. Yeah. So, hot topic in current news. Let me reference it. That makes the Fuller House to Star Wars reference makes no sense. Yeah, he's totally going to see Rogue One at the end of the year, and you know it. I absolutely do know it. We got a lot of reviews / rants. Run rant, WTFU. Where's the fair? Man, this song is fucking trendy.
VaughnJogVlog.
Yeah.
You guys smell that?
You got a female doing your voiceover.
Smells like a run rant.
Oh snap!
Where's the fair use? In 3, 2, 1. So the great Doug Walker finally gets burned for copyright infringement. It's about time. You know, I was using freely distributed promotional material in my movie reviews, short reviews that is, and I was in trouble. I was using movie trailers. What do? You call it a movie review and you do a walkthrough of the film, just exploiting nostalgia. People have heard of this, so they click on it, and you're showing every scene in the movie. Yeah, fair use, huh?
You're a YouTuber. A YouTuber against?
Oh, yeah, I probably should have mentioned that Doug Walker's outfit channel awesome, if he's still even there, whatever. They were just always looking for nostalgia clones. Just more people churning out the same thing. Hell, they could talk about the same movie if they wanted. A bunch of uncreative douchebags. Oh, yeah. And why don't we just go ahead and mention that the nostalgia chick was hired through Craigslist looking for a female to do more nostalgia critic shit.
Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe.
This kid sounds like such a fucking angry bitch. Anti-WT, like, you're a YouTuber and you're anti-where's the fair use. Like, what is wrong with you, dude? Like, seriously? Just, Rogue One trailer reaction. Parentheses, sucks already. It's a minute and 41 of footage. How do you know how it is? Well,
Disney, I'm going to slap somebody, and it's probably going to be you.
Oh, yeah. Another person's going to take Disney on head on.
VaughnJogVlog.
Yeah.
So today is the magical day in which Disney has graced us. The Rogue One, a Star Wars story official teaser trailer. Oh, joy. Everybody's going to be sharing this because that's the way YouTube works. Yeah,
says the guy who's sharing it.
Stuff, studios. Take my money in advance. We got some more feminist bullshit where we have a British stripper. Oh, that's misogynist. You can't call her a stripper. She's an actress. Okay, so what do you call some British chicks who get naked in their first on-screen appearance?
I know what you call them.
The new leads to Disney Star Wars movies. So she's taking orders from a woman. Oh, hey, say hello to the guys who are going to be sacrificing themselves for this chick in this prequel with a foregone conclusion. Questions nobody ever asked. Many Bothams died to bring you this information. Okay, I guess we need to see that story. If you're not a Skywalker, you can just kind of fade off into the background. So, what's really going to happen in this
editing's
movie?
obnoxious.
Nothing much. Oh, but don't be too shocked if there's a cliffhanger at the end so that they can have a Rogue One Part 2 sequel. The milking. YouTubers, how can you possibly care about this stuff? Star Wars just says, hey, we know the white guys already like us. Let's just bring in the minorities and the women. Yeah, we got to get their money now. There's no story left to tell people.
Do you understand the irony?
Star Wars has been dead since 1983. Longer than I've been alive.
I know.
Believe it or not.
Like, comment, share, follow.
This guy's editing is rather atrocious. You should probably focus more on editing and less on how much you hate things that are happening on YouTube. Yet you exploit topics for views. That might be it. That might be it from this guy. I thought he had more. All right, so we'll go back to the anti-Star Wars agenda. I hope you have a heart attack and die painfully. Thank you, Pluto. I appreciate it. I do too. Who has a heart attack? This guy is retarded. If you're a faggot, say me. Oh, well, that's one of the words we didn't get from the other lady. So thank you for dropping that on us. Rogue One looks awesome. Yeah. This guy apparently doesn't know anything about the other people. Like, there's the guy from Ip Man, whose name is just off the top of my tongue right now. I would imagine he's going to have a really badass role in that movie. And, that doesn't cover what this guy wants to talk about. He wants to talk about the fact that the leading role is a female. So it's incredible. The anti-feminist, shocked to see. I think that was the first time I've seen a YouTuber actually reference the black thing. Just anti shit that has nothing to do. Donnie Yen, that's it. Yeah, thank you, Matthew. Nobody's talking about the movie. People are talking about like shit. Nothing but bullshit. Females, black people, females, black people. Like, fucking talk about the movie. And then when they talk about the movie, like they're watching a different movie than I am, calling Rey a thief. Like, what are we talking about? Okay. Oh, I love rants. Oh wait, no, that's what's her face again. Only 5 minutes. 48,000 views.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is going to be a video, and
it's going to be a video?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what everyone's talking about, which is the new Star Wars, The Force Awakens movie. I want to talk about how it was disappointing. Disappointing for me, and I think most people who saw it were really, a little bit let down, mostly let down by it, because it wasn't really what we were hoping for in a Star Wars movie.
$2 billion.
And I just thought I'd kind of go over my list of how the movie could have been better, how it could have done better, and things that could have improved it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say I'll start number one on the list is, I just got to say it, Rey, character of Rey, is a Mary Sue type character. And if you don't know what that is, Google that, look it up. It's a kind of a screenwriting term, script writing term.
Ooh.
And you're not supposed to do that in a film script. You're not allowed to do it. I'll go ahead and say the second thing I didn't really like was Finn, the character of Finn.
Shocker.
A stormtrooper. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, but he is a Gary Sue character, which is just kind of a like a male version of a Mary Sue character. Again, if you don't know what that is, just go ahead and Google that.
If anything, he's the opposite.
Term. And yeah, it was just really disappointing. Another thing I didn't like was the character Han Solo showed up, and he was a Tom Selleck style character, which if you don't know what that is, Google it. But
Dude,
as a term for a
can you talk about what you're talking about?
Character who is from something and is in this thing. Basically, and you just don't want to. You never want to do that when you write a movie.
This is like a something.
I wouldn't have done that.
I don't like this because it's like something.
About halfway through the movie, they meet a character called
Look it up.
Maz Kanata, and that was a big no-no scene. No, because
and if you don't know about it, look it up. Google
Ricky Martin style character. Which, if you don't know what that is,
Google it.
Google it. That's kind of a filmmaker's term for a character under 5 feet, because you don't want to have a character under 5 feet.
Yeah, so that was The Force Awakens sucks. If you want to watch the rest of it, look it up. 4 hours, 49 minutes. Star Wars The Force Awakens sucks. Parentheses, full movie. You have a runtime that's fucking a trilogy. Ooh, rant compilation. Oh, it's our sweetheart. Only 14 minutes.
And then they're going to eat me.
Oh my god! That's what I'm like every time she says one of those words.
Alright, so I just got done watching the new Star Wars
Hey,
movie,
this isn't her.
Star Wars, The Force Awakens. It sucked.
Yeah, it
was
did.
so bad.
Right.
Let me tell you absolutely how Star Wars The Force Awakens sucks.
Please.
The movie sucked.
Yep.
Fuck that movie. Fuck that movie. I want to erase it from my memory bank.
Okay. Probably shouldn't talk about it then.
Totally sucked and blows. It sucked and blows.
This movie was shit.
I bleep. You bleep shit but not fucking?
Before I even made this video, I went on fucking YouTube and I looked fucking everywhere. And there are thousands of fucking videos all over YouTube of people in their living rooms describing their hatred. Hatred! And its purest form of how much this movie sucked.
This
They should do it from their mom's
The Force
basement.
Awakens was the worst Star Wars episode I've seen out of all 6. All of them.
7.
It is actually one of the worst Star Wars movies to come out, and is worse than the prequels.
He just took Star Wars, the first episode, A New Hope, put it in a blender, mixed it up, and poured that shit on the plate and said, here's your fucking episode 7.
Did you hate episode 4?
Because one of the worst fucking movies in the history of movies ever
You need to watch some more movies, buddy.
has been re-released. Or I don't know, re-released, whatever.
What?
Another edition, another shitty, whatever you want to call the fucking thing.
As a movie,
Dude, talk.
it's good.
Star Wars, Disney Awakens.
Yeah.
You movie.
I was trying while I was watching the movie. I was trying so fucking hard to like it.
If Teletubbies made a movie, this would be it.
Fucking A.
As a Star Wars movie, I'm disappointed.
How disappointed are you, man?
And why?
Baby.
Why?
Star Wars, The Force Awakens. We just got back. And it's the worst Star Wars movie ever made. People think Phantom Menace is bad, but they haven't seen The Force Awakens.
Why?
It's easily the worst.
Why?
Maybe the worst movie of the year.
Why?
And it was the biggest disappointment of my life.
You got Rey.
Yay.
This girl, she's a scavenger, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she goes, boom, now the Force. She's a great
Oh, Max Landis.
Fixed the Millennium Falcon in ways Han Solo can't. Han Solo immediately loves her. She can fly the Millennium Falcon despite apparently never having flown a ship like it before.
She scratches it all over the fucking place.
Combatant. She beats up everyone who tries to fuck with her.
Rey, who is the girl star of the movie. What the fuck? I mean, she's a fucking Jedi right off the fucking bat. She's fucking beating up everybody. She's fucking
No.
taking out everybody. Where the fuck did she get her training from?
Fucking
All of a
A,
sudden,
motherfucker.
She just learns how, just out of the blue, she realizes she has the Force, and she uses the Jedi mind trick to escape. And it's like, bitch, how do you know that?
She's shocked
Nobody
when she
taught
does
you
it.
that. You don't even know what the fucking Force is. Who trained you, motherfucker? And it was really funny.
And then
because
she
I cover
goes,
on Mary Stu online,
"And you'll drop your weapon?"
You're sexist.
Because she's still kind of shocked that it happened, that it worked.
Fucking kidding?
All of a sudden, This girl with no Jedi training is able to use the Force better than him and defeat him in battle.
Yeah, we get that he's not strong,
What's the
and then she's stronger, and he needs to finish his thing, and nerd review / rant. Okay, I love rants.
Today I'd like to give you my take
Rants are
on
killer.
a god-awful piece of cinematic trash called Star Wars: The Force
You could
Awakens.
not like it,
Now, casual science
but to
fiction
call it like the
fans
worst
may
movie
have
ever is
enjoyed
like,
this movie,
that's just dumb.
but this illogical, unoriginal film is simply using cheap nostalgia to make a quick buck.
Okay.
I'm doing this review because The Force Awakens represents the hype machine culture we live in, and when people are made aware of how
And
they're
you're
being
feeding it.
taken advantage of, perhaps they can make an informed decision on what they consume. Force Awakens starts promising with a title crawl that doesn't include the word taxes like the prequels did, and an opening scene
That would
filled
be-
with intrigue, but it heads steadily downhill from there. The first indication of where things are going is when the character Poe Dameron gives the Luke Skywalker map to BB-8 and tells the droid to go off into the desert. Now, this is the exact same premise of Star Wars: A New Hope, Episode 4, when Princess Leia gives the Death Star map to R2-D2 and the droids wander off into the desert.
Hero's Journey.
I was shocked
Wizard of
that
Oz.
The Force Awakens would be so unoriginal as to rip off the original Star Wars in such a blatant manner.
Which is a completely original film.
Unfortunately, this was only the first of many stolen ideas in Episode 7. BB-8 itself is just a poor man's R2-D2. Frankly, this character looks like it belongs in a Pixar movie like Wall-E. It is so obviously CGI that it reminds me of the prequels every
It's
time I
actually
see it.
not
I
CGI.
understand many people, especially children, are
It's
fond
very
of
not
BB-8
CGI.
and the cheap humor it provides, but I find the character to be merely Disney's attempt at selling toys. It's pandering to the lowest common denominator, and it's almost as bad as the Ewoks. I would much rather have seen R2-D2 in this story, in that role, but Disney's probably realized they could make a lot more money with this new guy, BB-8, so that's what they
Yeah,
went
because
with.
George Lucas never really capitalized on the toy thing.
Getting back to the movie, Poe
Missed
Dameron
opportunity.
is captured and brought to Kylo Ren, the bad guy. As he's facing imminent death, this guy Poe makes a smug remark. This is the first moment where Disney decides to invalidate their own villain. No one ever snapped at Darth Vader. You know why? Because he's a fucking badass. He commands respect.
235. If I forget, remind me. 235. 235. Nobody talked to Darth Vader because he was a badass. Darth Vader. I'm gonna find this. Oh, I have to talk because you guys are watching. Okay, so he says nobody talks to Darth Vader. Speaks down to Darth Vader, and boy, I remember different movies. It's really incredible how these people forget just exactly what they saw, or their memory isn't exactly as crystal clear as they'd want it to be for some of these arguments. Very good, Matthew. You're way ahead of me.
The battle station is fully operational. We are vulnerable. The Rebel Alliance is too well equipped. They're more dangerous than you realize.
Dangerous to your Starfleet, Commander, not to this battle station.
The rebellion will continue to gain support in the Imperial Senate.
The Imperial Senate will no longer be of any concern to us. I have just received
Oh,
word that
Darth Vader, the
Emperor has
badass.
dissolved
Just
the
totally
Council
shit on all
of
over everybody.
The last remnants of the Old Republic have been swept away.
Impossible. How will the Emperor maintain control without the bureaucracy?
The regional governors now have direct control over their territories.
Oh, I want to watch this again.
Fear will keep the local systems in line. Fear of this battle station.
And what of the rebellion? If the rebels have obtained a complete technical readout of the station, it is possible, however unlikely, that they might find a weakness and exploit it.
The plans you refer to will soon be back in our hands.
Any attack made by the rebels against this station would be a useless gesture.
no matter what technical data they've obtained. This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader.
Oh, wow.
Your sad devotion to that ancient religion has not helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes.
Oh, wow.
We're giving you clairvoyance enough to find the rebels' hidden fort.
See, and he gets his. He talks shit to him. He gets his, but he certainly wasn't very respectful, I would say. All right, let's go back to Mr. Disillusioned. It baffles me how these people, like, I mean, I get it. When you're
is captured and brought to Kylo Ren, the bad guy. As he's facing imminent death, this guy Poe makes a smug remark. This is the first moment where Disney decides to invalidate their own villain. No one ever
belittles his
snapped
belief
at Darth
system,
Vader.
yeah.
You know why? Because he's a fucking badass. He commands respect.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of creating a hardcore villain,
And man, does he get it.
we're constantly being reminded of how Kylo Ren deserves no respect whatsoever. And this whole moment comes off as a cheap attempt to introduce us to a new and improved Han Solo type character that we're all supposed to love now. Then we see Finn become a disillusioned stormtrooper in the most cliched manner possible.
Cliche?
Are you trying to tell me that this guy has been indoctrinated his whole life by the First
Again with the
Order,
indoctrinated
and is
word.
only now starting to have a change of heart? That's pretty convenient, or pretty lazy screenwriting.
It's his first battle.
Finn helps Poe escape from the mean people, and then they fly off and have some quick dialogue, which tries way too hard to portray a sense of camaraderie in a few seconds, and the two are shot down while still in outer space. And of all places, on the surface of this desert planet, they just happen to crash within walking distance of BB-8.
Within walking distance? What are you talking?
The character Rey is introduced as a young girl living
Wow.
on this desert planet, scavenging old ship parts to trade for food, and she runs into BB-8 in a very coincidental manner. This is Star Wars, though, so a few situations like this
Like
are
she does, not
allowed,
them.
I suppose, by the Force. What comes off as totally hokey, though, is the way in which Rey gets BB-8 from an alien desert nomad.
By
She
stealing.
basically says, hey, stop that, leave him alone. And the little alien just gives up. To me, it seems like it's a little too easy for her. Others have commented that the acting style of the person who portrays Rey is stilted and straight out of drama school, but I personally won't really get into that.
Oh, why not?
Disney tried way too hard to get us to like Finn. His character is as goofy as Jar Jar Binks at times.
Take it
He's
easy.
portrayed as vaguely inept, cowardly, and comic, unessential to the plot. They could have rolled Finn and Poe into one character. This acting that the guy does is almost like a Disney sitcom audition tape, and Finn is just a cheap attempt, really, to appeal to the youth or urban market. Disney probably said to themselves, Star Wars is not currently popular with girls and black people.
Again.
I know. Why don't we make those two demographics our new leads in the movie? That way we can sell useless pieces of plastic to minorities as well.
Why doesn't it matter?
This script was crafted by a boardroom of executives. Now, Rey, Finn, and BB-8 escape off the planet in
I guess I don't need to see this.
Falcon. It's pretty unbelievable to me that this girl Rey knows how to handle the ship better than Han
Yeah,
Solo
see,
himself.
it's all the same fucking bullet points.
Maneuvers the Falcon makes in this movie.
Nobody says I don't like it because the pacing's a little bit fast for me. I liked it a little bit slower in episode 4, 5, and 6. Or this character did this, and this character did that, and I don't like the way this scene was presented, and this and that. It's feminism, black people. Feminism, black people. Blah, 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 blah. Ah, shit. The the battle cry with all of these people is simply, oh, this guy he appeared to really have a problem with Disney. Disney ruining the exterior saga, and or that may have been the most epic Ugg in the history of my epic Uggs. I love when these people self-proclaim that they have an epic rant. Ooh, 50 reasons why The Force Awakens sucks.
Made no sense.
Oh.
Alright, here's 50 reasons why The Force Awakens sucks. Reason number 1, it's a scene-for-scene ripoff of A New Hope. Yes, a scene-for-scene ripoff of A New Hope. J.J. Abrams has to be the most lazy screenwriter in filmmaking history. I mean, he just took scenes from the original and placed it in new settings.
Where does the Stormtrooper rebel in episode 4?
Yeah, so original. Such a masterpiece. You guys are complete idiots. Complete morons. Actually drooling over this piece of filth. Reason number 2, it's style over substance. This movie was advertised to us like it was going to be the most stylistic thing ever, but it had no substance. Sure, they used practical effects, but
it was advertised as a style. He just said it was advertised as style, and they gave us no substance. Okay, so you had the advertisement thinking it was going to be style. You went and were pissed that it was style? God bless America.
That meant nothing when the storyline was so cheap and dumbed down, and it was so uninspired. Reason number 3, the New Order is stupid. So you mean to tell me, after the Rebel Alliance destroyed the Empire, and the Empire was in a fray, and we see the rebellion celebrating this like they just won the war, which they did, and you're telling me the New Order somehow becomes more powerful than the New Republic? Are you freaking retarded? That literally makes no sense. How in the world did they have the budget to make another Death Star? Are you freaking serious?
When do they reference any budget?
Everything in this movie is insane. Reason number 4, Kylo Ren is a fail. The biggest sissy I've ever seen. I mean, it's just some cheap off-brand Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader.
Except done better.
I mean, you can't be both. You can't be this all-powerful, extreme badass at one moment and stop lasers in midair, and then in the next minute, you get beat by a freaking stormtrooper.
He was shot
in a freaking
in the
scrap
stomach.
cellar that nobody's ever heard of. You can't tell me this is realistic. You guys are idiots saying I have no facts or evidence to support that this movie sucks.
I can create
you guys
facts
are morons.
too.
Absolute idiots. Idiots. I can go on and on about
you have
how
50.
much
You
this
said you have
movie
50.
sucks. It's not just my opinion. Reason number 5. The soundtrack is uninspired. Yeah, John Williams, he was sick while recording this, but at the same time, he knew this movie was uninspired and a remake of the originals.
Yeah.
So he's basically already made the soundtrack already. So he's like, shoot, I might as well just whip up a new soundtrack and not even try because it doesn't matter.
Right.
This movie's already been made.
Right.
Reason number 6, Han Solo dies like a bitch. He dies in the stupidest way ever. Why would he just hold the lightsaber?
It's his son.
I mean, sure,
and he asked him to help him.
His dad or whatever, Kylo Ren's dad.
Right.
But he fell for it like a sucker.
It's
you
his
wouldn't
son.
fall for that. That's probably like the easiest trick in the book. He had to have known it was a trap. The real Han Solo, not this Disney dumbed down
It's a trap.
Reason number 7, the bowcaster dialogue scenes. I mean, you mean to tell me that Han Solo and Chewie have been friends for like 30 years, and now he's deciding to use the bowcaster?
It's a fair point.
Are you serious?
There's one.
What in the world is wrong with you, Disney?
I don't think it's a big deal, but it's a fair point.
Go over our heads? That's the stupidest thing ever.
Oh, it's the stupidest thing ever.
That's the best way you could write some sort of form of camaraderie in your movie.
What?
Is by having him try out the bowcaster.
I don't know if that's the reason
that's the
for that.
most lazy
Okay.
screenwriting ever. Reason number 8, Snoke. First of all, his name. Why the hell is he named Snoke? Who named him?
Luke
Who named him?
Skywalker?
Named him should be fired and never be allowed to write a story
Darth
ever
Vader,
again.
translated Dark Father. Stop.
CGI
Reach.
garbage. 10 times worse than the prequels in every single way.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Dramatic pause.
Like that generic evil guy CGI face with the generic evil guy CGI voice. And you guys think this is original? Nothing in this movie is original. Reason number 9, they killed the canon for this movie. They talked about the EU, the expanded universe, having plot holes and inconsistencies, but this movie is riddled with plot holes and inconsistencies.
What does that have to do with the
I can
movie?
go on and on and on about how the movie makes no sense.
Keep going.
No sense.
You have yet to do that.
The EU, this is a million times worse than the EU. You can't tell me this movie makes any sense and is even somewhat plausible. Like every single scene and line of dialogue and everything about this movie contradicts the previous movies. Like you can't.
If they're the
God.
same thing, how do they
another
contradict
reason.
them?
That's another reason. Let's go on to the next reason.
Yes.
Reason number 10. Luke is barely in the film.
Oh,
they
yeah, it
advertised
sucks.
this movie like Luke was about to be the main character.
Luke
of the
was
film,
not in the
or one of the
advertisement.
main characters, and they have him show up at the last minute of the movie. Yes, the last minute of the movie.
He's
they
in no
actually
trailer.
have him in the film. So they just shoehorned him in there. He had literally no purpose whatsoever, but they just shoehorned him in. Sell tickets. This was all
Except everybody's looking for
advertised to you like you were all suckers. You guys were all suckers if you thought this was going to be a good movie. I
Oh
was a
man,
sucker.
please tell me
I
this
thought
guy
this was
doesn't
going to be
breathe.
a terrible movie
Please.
at first, but then I was fooled by the critics that lied to me, and I actually went into the theater thinking this would be a good movie. Boy, halfway through, I was like, wow, this is literally worse than the prequels. Nice job,
Literally.
Disney. Nice job.
Keep blaming Disney.
Reason number 11, the main cast is too old. I'm sorry to say this, but they're too old. They're like, what, in their 70s now?
Yeah.
And you shoehorn them into some action role? Shouldn't they be like mentor roles or
Shoehorn?
something? You shouldn't have Han
What do you
Solo,
call Luke?
which is 70 years old. You shouldn't have him going around shooting people with bowcasters.
How'd you feel about
whatever.
Obi-Wan in
That's
episode 4?
besides the point. They're like, hey, look at me. I'm holding this bowcaster. I'm using it for the first time. What? At least add some depth to your characters, for God's sake. This movie is so... It just has no...
It's
every
so...
single
It has?
character in this movie is uninspired.
Ah.
Uninspired. Written in the most computerized fashion imaginable.
How do you write computerized fashion?
Reason number 12.
Ugh.
Han Solo is still a smuggler. Why is he still a smuggler? We've already established in episode 6 and episode 5 that he was some high-ranking general, and he wasn't going to go back to his old criminal ways. He actually had some depth in the original movies, but since Disney wants to add some cheap scenes, they're going to just scrap his original character or his changed character.
Some people would say that
series.
that death
go back to
scene
episode 4,
is quite full of depth.
Just so they can sell tickets. Just go have a 70-year-old Han Solo in his original clothes. Wow. How
Original clothes?
Shameless. How stupid could you get? How stupid of writing are you doing? That makes no sense.
Wait, what?
How stupid could you get? How stupid of writing are you doing?
How stupid of writing are you doing? How stupid of writing are you doing? I know you are, but what am I? How stupid of writing are you doing? None of that is English. How can you claim, and the fact that he's fucking talking about writing.
That makes no sense.
You're right.
How do you even think of something? Like, they messed up this movie in every single conceivable way possible.
Every
You
single
guys eat this up
conceivable way.
like it's the best thing since sliced bread. Reason number 13, the New Order, the New Republic are
What?
wimps. So you mean to tell me the Empire were just running around the entire galaxy, killing off high-ranking members of the Resistance, and the New Republic didn't do anything? They didn't even try to fight back. I mean, you do realize the New Republic, like, they're supposed to take up like half the galaxy by now. I mean, I'm sure they've built up a military by now.
How do you know that?
Enough to actually go against.
What are you referencing?
Order. I mean, the New Order should have no actual capabilities of building that base or actually standing a chance to the New Republic. That's just stupid. I mean, they should have just attacked. I mean,
If they don't have a budget, how do they have this big army?
Four of their plans wiped out if they actually just let the New Order do what they wanted to do.
What do you?
Reason number 14, Finn's character makes no sense. So you mean to tell me this guy has been trained from birth to kill,
Reason 7,
to fight
no
battles,
sense.
to seek death,
Literally.
to follow orders, and he decides to betray his men. So you're saying just because he saw one stormtrooper die,
that's not it.
He has a change of heart? Just because he saw a bunch of villagers get massacred, he has a change of heart?
Yeah.
He's been programmed since birth. Haven't you ever heard of Nazi Germany? A few years of programming, and they were just able to follow any order.
Yeah, all of them.
Nobody would
like robots.
Just go against their superiors like that.
There weren't multiple attempts to kill Hitler.
I'm sorry, especially somebody who's been trained from birth. If he actually had a backstory that actually explained more on why he actually betrayed his own, then I'd actually believe it. But we're supposed to believe that he's just going to go against his own, risk his life for somebody he's never met before, doesn't even know. He risked his life and leaves. Bullshit. Reason number 15,
he's actually kind of a
Rey
coward.
is too perfect. I mean, come on. We've already established this. Rey
You keep saying you've already established things
flaws.
that
She learns the Force in a single scene. No training whatsoever. Zero training. And she learns it. She masters it in seconds. She beats Kylo Ren.
who was
She's
shot in
an
the
ace
stomach.
pilot, even though she's never left the planet, probably has never flown a ship, and she's a better pilot than stormtroopers or TIE fighters, pilots. Han Solo, freaking Han Solo. Where is the tension? We know she's not going to lose. In the next movie, we know she's not going to lose. So there's no point. She's already the best character. She's already mastered everything. She already has no flaws.
You don't know that. See, when they present you two characters like Finn, when she's captured and things like that, there's a plausibility that one of them could die, because technically you could go into the film thinking that Finn's the main character. So like when she's captured and when there's things going on where they're in fights and things like that, it's plausible that they could die. It's easy to say that someone's indestructible after the fact, but when you're in the middle of the movie for the first time, there's chances that these people could die.
I mean, what else is there to her character? I mean, she's already done everything. There's no challenge. There's no actual tension.
Emotionally, she's got a bunch
Who cares
going on.
about Rey? A lazy character. She's just a generic main character that can't ever get killed or can't ever be touched. Just good at everything. Just the worst way to write a main character.
Winning at life,
Main character's supposed
motherfucker.
to be relatable. Like 99% of people. 99.999999999999999999999 of people on this planet are not perfect. Nobody's going to be able to relate to this. She's a terrible
100%.
character. You don't know anything about her, and we're supposed to care about her. Oh, we love Rey. She's such a good character. She's such a great actor. That's not true at all. That's not even slightly true. Number 16. Rey has bad acting. She's a terrible actor. Her
More great
actor,
English.
whoever the heck plays her, is a terrible actor. So now, looking off into space every 10 seconds makes you such a deep, inspired actor. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Emotion.
Instead of actually trying to portray somebody in an actual natural, more relaxed manner, you actually have to straight look.
If
at
you're
a
going
very
through
degree
tension, why would you be
away from the
relaxed?
camera and actually just stare off into space every time somebody's talking to you. I mean, that's so lazy. Anybody could be an actor these days in Hollywood. It takes no skill. I mean, Harrison Ford, he was the only good actor in this movie. I'm sorry. All right, reason number 17. Jakku is a ripoff of Tatooine. You have this planet that looks exactly like Tatooine. Why not just have it on Tatooine?
Yeah.
That makes the Star Wars universe just look repetitive. I mean, you have all these options. You could have just made your own planet. Could have just made your own stuff.
Nevada is a ripoff of the
Just
Sahara.
make a new freaking planet, for God's sake. We're sick of seeing the
It is
same
a new
shit.
planet, you
Reason
idiot.
number 18, the Star Killer base. This makes no sense.
Literally.
They wouldn't have been able to make this base. The Empire was in shambles. They didn't have the budget. A joke, a third Death Star. Laziest screenwriting in human history. Not only did you make the less capable Empire build another Death Star, you made them build another Death Star and have it better than their original and like 10 times bigger. So where in the world did that budget come from? Just saying. Reason number 19, the plans to Luke. Why the hell was this even in the movie? It served no purpose. It was a cheap plot device just inserted into the movie, just written in.
It's a MacGuffin.
Just to get the plot going.
Yeah.
Just get the plot going. To
That's
get
what
the action
movies are.
scenes going, man. Reason number 20, the awkward dialogue. I mean, especially the scenes with Finn. Like, he's saying, do you have a boyfriend back at Jakku? I mean, you just met this lady like 20 minutes ago.
Right.
And your life is in danger.
Not at that
the
moment.
Empire is looking for you, and you're worried about this woman you just met 10, 20 minutes ago. And you're worried if she has a boyfriend. I mean, what in the world is wrong with you? You should be trying to save your own neck, because that's the kind of character you are. You're a coward. Even though, I mean, how could Finn's character go from this courageous stormtrooper who betrays the Empire to this coward that's just going to leave the
We have no
rebellion as
record of
soon as
him
he
being
joins?
courageous as a
Like, that
stormtrooper.
makes no sense. That was just a cheap plot device, just to sort of give the illusion that the characters actually had some depth. No, it was written in poorly.
Asking someone if they have a boyfriend is depth.
Character as somebody, you can't just make him walk off after he's already established as some sort of courageous fighter. I mean, you can't just do that. You can't just have him betray the new, whatever it's called, the new order, and just in the next scene, just leave. Just leave. You can't have him have morals and then just leave. God, that's so stupid. So stupid. Reason number 21. The Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon was a joke. It was just, as usual, just shoehorned into the movie to sell toys to little children. Isn't that great?
Do you know anything about the original trilogy?
Something that doesn't even belong anywhere near this movie and just shoehorning it into the main plot. There is no way in hell that they would have just stumbled upon the Millennium Falcon. So you're telling me that a small village with like 100 people living in it actually had the Millennium Falcon in it for some reason, and no one touched this thing. And
Without the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo doesn't have interest and doesn't go get it. Without the Millennium Falcon, Rey and Finn don't bump into Han. Like, people don't realize that, you know, lazy script writing is actually reasons to get. Listen, it could be lazy, it could be convenient, but it's a reason. Logic.
Like years, the Millennium Falcon, the legendary ship, and anyone could just take off in it, even a bum sitting on a planet. Why was the ship not stolen years ago if it's that easy to just break into the ship and start it? I mean, are you people freaking moronic? No logic is in this movie.
None.
Nothing
Zero.
makes sense. And you guys are calling me the idiot?
I called you nothing.
Picker, the little reviewer, the hater? I'm the hater?
Yeah.
You're the hater.
No.
You don't make no sense.
I'm not.
Nothing you say makes any sense.
2 and 2 is 4.
I'm the butthurt moron on the internet. I'm the butthurt moron. Yeah, okay.
What are you responding
I'm just going
to?
to continue reading my list and piss you off some more. Reason number 22, no new environment. We see nothing new in terms of environment. We have Jakku, we have the Star Destroyer. I mean, couldn't you just at least make the Star Destroyers look somewhat different?
Yeah.
It looks exactly the same.
And where's the chocolate planets, goddammit?
But slightly changed. And that's just the cheapest
Their environment.
thing ever to do in the movie. Just add some, just completely rip off something and change it slightly. That seems to be Disney's new formula.
I want a planet
Reason
made of
number
Twizzlers.
23, the B8 droid. The B8 droid was so cringeworthy. Just shoehorned into the movie.
There's a lot of
to be
shoehorning in this movie.
For R2-D2. It's just such a cheap thing to do to get children to like your movie. I mean, people in the theaters were laughing at this. That lighter scene where he just pulls out a lighter from his thing as a thumbs up.
Right.
I was like, wait, what?
Is that what you were like?
Is that supposed to be funny? Oh wow! He used a lighter as a thumbs up. Wow, that's so funny! Ha 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 ha! I mean, Americans are so stupid.
Case in point.
I mean, you guys eat this up. How is that even remotely funny?
How is that English not even good? Better writing.
Has no sense of humor. Just bland. This movie is blander than the prequels.
Blander.
Than the prequels. I'd rather watch Jar Jar Binks step in dung doo-doo for 2 days than watch B8 do that stupid lighter scene. What in the world is wrong with Hollywood? You treat us like children, like we're 8-year-olds.
The movies are for children.
I've been a Star Wars fan for dang near 10 years. And you're treating me like I'm still a 4-year-old. Like I'm still a 4-year-old. I read the books. I'm an intelligent, I'm an actual intelligent person.
No.
I'm not a moron.
No.
I have a migraine. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. I can't do this all in one
English?
video. You see how upset
How do you read
I am?
books with your English?
This movie, I see these comments of you guys actually liking this movie and saying it's just my opinion. It's not just my opinion. It's proven fact. My opinion, my supposed opinion, is fact. And the people who wrote this movie even know it was crap. That's why they had marketing tactics to try to actually get a quick buck from morons who actually thought this would even be remotely as good as the original. No. Reason number 24, bad comedic scenes. Oh my God, I didn't laugh not once during this.
Fine.
Then his lines of dialogue, B8, all those lines of dialogues, which is so out of place. Okay. So, these scenes are inserted for no reason other than to get a cheap laugh and to win the audience over.
That's what comedy...
Like, so you're telling me the world is about to get destroyed. Billions of people are about to die.
Right.
And you have Finn yelling at Captain Phasma in some sort of Kevin Hart type way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Captain now, Phasma. I'm the captain now. Who's the captain now? Haha.
It's his old boss.
So out of place.
If you were in that...
So childish. So cringeworthy.
Right.
Like, didn't the director have any sense of tone? He just didn't even notice that, hey, maybe there's so much stuff going around. Maybe we just shouldn't have any comedic scenes in this part of the movie. Nope. They put it in there anyway. Just add some sort of Kevin Hart moments to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That sure will win the audience over. And people didn't even laugh at this scene. They laughed at the B8 scene, but they didn't laugh at this scene. I'm glad nobody was just that out of it to laugh at this scene. I mean, you're completely in the movie.
You should probably write,
or
and
at
then
least some people are
read off a
completely in the
script,
movie.
then do
And then
things
you
off the
just
cuff.
get just that awkward scene that just kills the moment. The audience doesn't need to have comedic scenes every 10 seconds just so they could feel less bad about what's going on in the movie.
I don't think it was every
We're
10
not
seconds.
children. We're not going to cry if something bad happens in the movie. You don't have to instantly get our hopes up or cheer us up with some sort of comedic scene.
Yeah.
It's just a movie, for God's sake. All right. Last but not least, reason number 25, the Rey and Finn relationship. This made no sense.
Nothing makes sense. Literally.
So you met this person 10 minutes ago, and she attacks you, puts you on the ground, and the first thing you think of was falling in love with her? I mean, she's not even that attractive, for God's sake.
That's why I don't fall in love with someone.
Solid 6 out of 10. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's more than one fish in the sea. You don't have to attach to this girl like glue. I mean, it seemed like you guys hated each other. You said, "Don't touch my hand." Don't touch my hand.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Don't touch his hand. I mean, I have nothing against the empowerment of women. I respect women as people.
As people.
Like,
congratulations.
At first, I didn't believe this movie had any feminist propaganda in it. At least I didn't notice.
But
now I'm starting to think that this movie was trying too hard to please feminists. They're like, oh, we can't disgruntle the feminist, so we have to write in some dialogue that makes Finn look like an absolute wimp, and make Rey look like a strong, capable, whatever the heck she is.
Because Finn
I used to
would be relevant to the
I couldn't see the feminist, but now after realizing all these scenes, especially the scene where she gets handed that pistol in the movie, she gets handed the pistol in the movie from Han Solo, and she doesn't take the pistol or the laser gun.
She does,
because she's supposedly can take care of herself.
But she does take the gun.
I mean, what? That literally makes no sense. Take the gun.
She did.
There's people chasing you around the universe, and you're not going to take the gun. So what are you supposed to do? Just fight them off with that stick of yours? I bet you probably could. She's a flawless character. She's invincible. Terrible screenwriting, terrible editing, terrible pacing, terrible tone, terrible everything. So just go down to the comment section, write your little comments like your little fanboy you are. I mean, you guys are just morons, idiots. Let's see what else I can say. Morons, idiots, losers, retards, fanboys, whatever. You guys are going to get offended. I'm going to say whatever the heck I want.
Shoehorn.
I'm just speaking in general.
Literally.
Speaking in general.
No sense.
And half the time, I don't even mean what I say when I call people an idiot. I just put that in there to piss people off.
Yeah.
And people are like, why you call people idiots? And then they write me like this 10-paragraph essay and expect me to read it and actually go back and forth with them for like 2 days.
How are you even stupid writing?
Get a life. Jesus Christ. And they get mad when I don't respond to them. I send them like sentences, and they're like, "Oh wow, was that all you could say? Aren't you going to go back and forth with me for the next 2 months of my life? Because I have no other life and then to prove a point." It's just a movie. But to me, it's more than a movie. It's my childhood, and Star Wars inspired me to become the editor, filmmaker, video gamer, visionary that I am today. And when I see lazy screenwriting like this, it breaks my heart, and it really angers me.
But it's just a movie. Dear God, we just sat through 28 minutes of chaos. That is Ned Alien 17. NEDALIEN 17. 50 reasons. That was 25. 50 reasons why The Force Awakens sucks. Oh, part 1. I don't care how good you think this movie is. It was absolute shit. It's literally the most shameless movie I have ever seen, for fuck's sake. Just because a movie has nostalgia in it doesn't mean it's a good film, you fucking morons. Please offer suggestions in the comments section. Fuck you, you pieces of shit. Hey guys, comment down below and let me know what I should do next time. I don't care what you fucking people think. Go fuck yourself. Hey, let me know what you want me to do next time. Oh, boy. Oh, God in heaven. Please offer suggestions in the comment section on more reasons why this movie sucks. I'm considering making this 100 reasons instead of just 50. I don't care what you think. Unless, of course, you're making suggestions to help me make a video. Then I care what you think. Oh. There's just not enough time on this planet to deal with it. Like, literally, I Googled I YouTubed Force Awakens sucks, and there is just a lot of angry rant. People love the word rant because that's a buzzword. Oh man, I'm gonna rant, and holy crap, am I gonna fucking tell it like it is. I'm gonna pick on Rey being a perfect girl. Oh, I should probably see. Yeah, this is that guy that was really out there.
It's a shame I have to make a video of this magnitude.
Fucking A.
But I feel compelled and I have to. Because one of the worst fucking movies in the history of movies ever has been re-released.
Get angry. Re-released?
I don't know, re-released, whatever. Another edition, another shitting, whatever you want to call the fucking thing.
Oh, man.
Has been released. Star Wars, whatever the fuck it is. If you're not 6, 7, or 8, or even 9, and you enjoy this movie, you may want to check yourself into a fucking goddamn mental institution.
Yeah.
Because an adult should not like movies where may the Force be with you, Luke. You have Han Solo. I seen it when I was a child, like 7 years old. I seen it, and that's where it remains, stored away, locked. I wish I could erase it from my fucking memory bank, but that's where it's at. It's there. I don't want to re-release it because who the fuck wants to watch that garbage again? But it's like a fucking fad. Every motherfucker out there in the world. May the Force be with you. Luke, you have been such a fine young lad. Han Solo, Princess Leia, whatever. I can't even erase it from my fucking memory bank, which pisses me off. In fact, in a remembrance of semblance, the reason this video is being made on this VH1 tape is a fucking tribute to that fucking shitty-ass 1975, 78, whatever the fuck it was, optical illusion Star Wars fucking movie!
Oh, man, he's epically ranting.
We don't need to see another rendition. And for everyone to talk about this garbage fucking Force be with you. Han
Solo! Hey, Han Solo!
Luke.
Darth Vader! I'm Darth Vader! I'm Darth Vader! I have a black mask on! I have a black mask! May the Force be with you, Luke! Luke, you can protect the world because you are the one! You are the one, Luke Skywalker!
This guy, I don't know.
That Chewbacca! Whatever the fuck that goddamn shitty-looking furry creature was! That motherfucker deserved to have his neck fucking spliced in 9 fucking places! Fuck you, Chewbacca! Piece of shit! And you had them guys in that white little fucking things, whatever the fuck they were. Fuck that movie! Fuck that movie! I want to erase it from my memory bank. It was garbage.
Keep talking about it. That'll help.
It was garbage 30, 40 years ago, and it still is today. May the Force be with you. Yeah, I'm making a video. So Star Wars, your movie sucks. The people that watch it, I want you guys to get checked into Bellevue if you live in New York. You need mental, if you seriously.
Please tell me this guy lives in New York.
And you enjoy Star Wars, you may want to get yourself checked into a mental institution, evaluated for psychiatrical problems. Because you know what? You're not theatrical, you're psychiatrical problems. Because you know what? You're not theatrical, you're psychiatrical problems. Because you know what? You're a child at mind. Star Wars. Who the fuck wants to watch a movie Star Wars? Are you fucking kidding me?
$2 billion.
You want to watch a fucking childlike movie that'll bring you back to your fucking childhood?
Billion.
You watch the fucking Warriors. The fucking Warriors with fucking Ajax,
What
Swan,
the
Cyrus, the Warriors, the rest, the Turbo Athletic Club.
This guy is driving in New York.
And you think Orphans ain't with it? And you think the Orphans ain't well known? We got a heavy rep. You mess with it, you'll find it out.
If I die in a car accident, chances are
Got one. That must be because you guys are so rough, they're all afraid of you.
I got hit by this.
You can come through our territory as long as you come in peace. Cut it, Mercy. Just.
Dude, this guy's fucking crazy. 22,000 views. I think I know why at least 10,000 of those happened. Whoa, 200,000 subscribers? What the fuck? 218,000 subscribers. Fuck. I'm doing shit wrong. We're all doing shit wrong. All you gotta do is reference movies and go, Luke the Force is with you. 200,000 subscribers. Force Awakens sucks rant. Force Awakens is garbage. Star Wars The Force Awakens sucks. Why the Star Wars Force Awakens sucks, Part 1. Part 3. Not everyone loves The Force Awakens, including Quentin Tarantino. The Force Awakens sucks rant. The Force Awakens sucks bad review. All right, let's see if this is an actual review.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
I normally don't do stuff like this, but I am shocked and
a lot of people don't.
At the response to Star Wars, The Force or Farce Awakens.
So I figured I'd add to it.
One of the worst movies I've seen in decades.
Wow.
Rey, the lead female character.
Always starts there.
Emotional spectrum of a potato. It's the most mono-optic performance I've ever seen. I mean, all she did was cry through the entire movie. That's it. It was pathetic. Carrie Fisher, you know, there's a reason why you haven't been on the silver screen in, 30 years.
So this is interesting. It was that she's too strong. This guy saw a movie where all she does is cry and was too bitchy.
There, you can't act. I mean, Star Wars is notorious for taking shit actors and putting them on the screen and then just destroying their careers. Hopefully, whoever Riley, whoever played Rey, hopefully we'll never see her again.
You'll see her at least twice more.
Like I said, she has the emotional spectrum of a walnut,
potato?
of a piece of shit. Arguably a piece of shit could
arguably
convey more emotional, dynamics. One would hope.
Careful with the thesaurus there, buddy.
Was there a plot? I didn't think there was a plot. This was like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 5 hours. I don't even know how fucking long the movie was. It was so bad.
Oh man, I don't even care. Fuck.
It was just a lead up for the next movie.
I don't even know.
That's all this was. It was
only idiots know what the fuck they're talking about.
Dreary, long, pathetic. Oh, and let's talk about the Sith.
Yeah.
McLovin, really? McLovin with a fucking lightsaber. As soon as he took
What?
off his mask, I just started laughing hard.
That's not McLovin.
Oh God! And furthermore, okay, he's supposed to be a well-trained Sith, like leader of the Empire, so to speak, and yet he gets his ass handed to him by two people that have never practiced with a lightsaber before.
With a laser shot to the gut.
And what's worse is this is for me just a blatant kind of a. Oh, this just sums up why America is going to shit. We need a renaissance. We need a new revival of aesthetics and culture, because for this to pass and be hailed as an achievement of cinema is fucking revolting. Absolutely fucking revolting. I mean, J.J. Abrams, go fuck yourself. Completely go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
The only thing I can hope is that you did this on purpose in order to help bolster the Star Trek franchise.
What?
But all in all, if you think, and Boogie 2988, oh my God, you have lost all fucking credibility with me. Saying that this was one of the best Star Wars that you have ever seen. Good acting from Carrie Fisher. Are you really? Share some of your drugs, man, because it's obvious you are high as a fucking kite. Anyway.
You've lost his
Star Wars
respect,
Force
Boogie
Awakens, one of the
2988.
worst fucking movies of the year. And with that kind of hype, all I can say is I'm waiting for Blade Runner 2. I want to see some real science fiction with some thought behind it. That's about it. Shut this fucking thing off.
Okay, Dukes. His name is Dukes. 30 subscribers. 13,353 views. 30 subscribers. I think it's funny that these people, 13,000 people watch and nobody's laying over for the subscriptions. That's fucking funny. 13,000 views, 30 subscribers. You poor bastard. Ooh, mine is pretty high up there. Episode 1 is pretty high on the search list. Well, that might be because I'm searching. I think that's... never mind. Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't like me in the movie community, is when you search things, sometimes mine is like in the top 10. I found out that that's why a lot of people don't like me. If you also notice, I haven't really been reviewing movies lately, which I saw Civil War already. I'm not going to review it. This way I could stay on good terms with the rest of the movie community. Don't worry, guys. Somebody else take that top 10 spot from me. Oh, Star Wars burns in hell. Oh, it's this guy.
So, I bring the light up. All right, so I just got done watching the new Star Wars movie.
Yes.
Star Wars, ; The Force Awakens. It sucked. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I
don't even have words.
Like in the beginning of the movie, I'm like, okay, it's fine, whatever. And then it started to get. They had like these little scenes in the movie that was like meant for little children.
Holy
fuck! It was like so dumbed down. They killed Star Wars. First, they come out with a game called Star Wars Battlefront, and it was everyone hated it. But
video game has nothing to do with the movie.
Talking about the movie now, this is fucked. So fucked. It's like my brain is so fucked right now because I just saw it. I just downloaded a bootleg version of it, and because I didn't want to go to a fucking theater, have some weird people wait outside to go fucking watch it. It's horrible movie, and this is why I think it sucked. I'm pissed. I am so pissed. I wouldn't make a video about anything else.
You downloaded it.
The first movie that I remember watching as a child was Star Wars.
That's weird. Why did you see it as a child?
I remember sitting in a fucking recliner chair in the living room, one of my first memories, and I remember watching Star Wars Episode 6. Darth Vader was on a pile of sticks, burning. He was dead. Luke's father was dead. And looking at that scene brought me to fucking tears. And that's the first, you know, one of the first memories I fucking have.
Okay.
And now that Disney purchased,
As a
fucking idiot sold it. Disney bought it, and now they fucked it. They completely fucked it. It's the whole movie is for little kids. It's like little fucking kids that have.
You just went on about how your first memory is about Star Wars. Your first memory as a kid is about Star Wars. So Disney buys the movie and makes a movie for kids. Where's the issue? They're continuing in the tradition. Are you upset that you're no longer a kid? Because by your logic, they're just continuing in tradition.
No idea what the fuck Star Wars is, so they add the stupid shit in there that's supposed to be funny. It's not funny.
Did you know what Star Wars was?
You know, like somebody will talk about a job or something like that. Like the girl in the movie, no one's ever fucking seen her before. We'll be talking about, oh, I need a job. We're talking to Han Solo, I need a job. And everyone is supposed to laugh. It's so fucking stupid. You fucking idiots.
That's not
you
supposed
made
to be
a
funny.
movie, you stamped fucking Star Wars on it, and now everyone watches it. And now it made history at the box office. And now all you fucking idiots have everyone's money, and now you don't give a shit. But you better fucking watch out, man, because the next movie you make, Star Wars, it's gonna be fucked. Everyone knows that you made shit, and it's completely
$2 billion worth of
Han
people.
Solo was stabbed, fucking killed by this Charles Manson looking motherfucker that looks nothing like the actor. That's another thing.
What?
That's like, why would you have an antagonist in the movie? An antagonist that just fucking, that looks nothing like Leia and looks nothing like Han Solo.
Because they didn't actually have a child?
Like him. Dude looks like Charles fucking Manson. It looks like one of those dudes in fucking high school I would just torment. Fucking torment the fuck out of these dudes.
Oh. An admitted
and
bully.
put him in a movie that looks nothing like the other actors. This dude looks like he's one of those bisexuals that are like, that's like fucked in the head.
Okay, so it's late. It's fucking late. I really appreciate both you guys hanging out with me for the fucking, basically the run here. I probably should have just stayed with that Marge Simpson's sister there, because it's basically the same shit. It's to round up, to round off is people who are very stereotypical, have problems with race, sexuality. For the most part, there are some people that just don't like it. Like the 50 list of 25, the most confusing combination of English I've ever. A break from Patty and Selma was nice. I didn't know their names. Yeah, but as you can tell, like I basically wanted to, I actually wanted to cover VaughnJogVlog because I saw that he talked about Rogue One, and I kind of wanted to do it live as a special Star Wars Day thing. And we just kind of ran amok here for a bit. And yeah, so like I gave you a really long sneak peek at the rest of the commentary, but I'll be a bit more, it'll be edited, so I won't have to, you know, worry about pausing and whatever. But yeah, as you can tell, most of the things that I'm clicking on are, you know, hatred of very, very specific moments that aren't really film specific. they say they're film specific and then don't reference anything specific to the film. Amok. Yeah, so hopefully this stays up. Like, I don't know what's going on. My streams keep getting deleted or whatever. But yeah, keep an eye out. I'm going to be reviewing Brian Lomax's Robin. Wait, no. The Life and Times of the Real Robin Hood. Very informative documentary about the real life Robin Hood and the actual happenings between the characters and what the where some of those iconic. Well, whatever. This is just. That's coming up. That's the next thing I'm reviewing. I'm not reviewing Civil War. I saw it. Really, really good. Not my favorite movie of the year, especially if I'm comparing it to The Revenant. I preferred it certainly more than Batman vs. Superman. It's an Avengers movie. It's not a Captain. Well, Captain America is mostly what they cover in that movie. Spider-Man actually really, really funny. Ant-Man. Spider-Man and Ant-Man were probably the two real kind of shocking, surprisingly funny guys. Spider-Man, very, it's teenage Spider-Man, and they really cover the comedic aspect really, really well. But again, that's neither here nor there. Just want to thank you guys for checking in. And if this isn't up in the future, then we had a special moment. Hopefully I'll cover more stuff like this in the future because it gets a decent enough response. I'm CP. Have a day.